Truth is a funny thing. Video isn't gonna lie. Did you shoot?
No. I never blame nobody for choices I made, even if I was right or I was wrong. If I made the bad decision, I did.
We know that a gun was there. And if it's not there when you get there, it's not there when we get there. And so we know somebody did something with it. What do you know about that?
I don't know nothing about it. I was on the phone the whole time.
You know what happened with the gun.
Yeah.
Because you and him moved it from the scene. Okay? That's something y'all did. So that is something that you know.
Some days earlier, a gunshot homicide took place in front of an apartment late at night. During the investigation, detectives found some video clues, which led them to several interviews with the victim's friend, the closest neighbor, and the younger brother. But who was the actual suspect? Explore from the beginning.
I feel like
If I can give you anything else, man, I will, bro. I don't know anything else, bro.
I'm trying to understand. So, what was he doing when the gunshot happened? His brother, not Kent.
We went to, we called the police.
Kwame.
We called the police after that.
No. What was he doing prior to, like right before the gunshot?
We was sitting, like I told you, me and him was sitting in the living room. He was eating noodles and stuff. We was sitting in the living room.
Okay, he was eating noodles. Okay, because I've already talked with Kwame, so I'm trying to make sure that what I'm hearing is similar to that. Okay, or at least consistent. But the thing is it doesn't look good.
No, it
Okay.
doesn't look good because everybody pinned me like I killed somebody. I didn't kill him.
Well, I went in there and I explained to Lisa and to Kwame.
Why they pinned me like I killed
And
somebody?
I explained to them that that's not what you're being charged with. Okay, I made it clear to them so that they don't put that on you. Okay, I don't want that for you. But the important thing here is we've already gotten past the I've only told so many truths part. Okay, so be honest with me.
I'm honest with you, sir.
I hear it a lot. Okay. Is there anything else? And I swear, man, anything else that you can remember
On my
of
soul,
that night?
I don't mean anything else, bro.
You weren't out back with Kent
I was not out
when
back.
it happened.
I was not out back, period, when it happened.
Okay. Where were you?
We were inside the house.
In the living room.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Me and his brother.
What was he doing?
Who doing?
He was eating noodles.
He
Was
was
he
eating
doing anything else?
Wasn't doing nothing else.
Okay. Didn't the neighbor come over?
Yeah.
What did they do?
She came out and she seen me. She the one who called the ambulance. And the
Okay.
security guard came around there.
Okay. I mean, I could tell it was eating you up, man.
I understand, bro. Y'all brother can tell you I didn't do none of that, bro. I didn't do it, man. I didn't tell you. And
Who could have done it? I mean, that's what I'm trying to understand.
I don't know.
Because it was just you three there.
It was me, me and Bonnie. He was when he called the name, like I told you, he was out back on the ground.
Did y'all know that he was out back?
We didn't know he was out there until he called our name. We called Bonnie's name.
Was the door locked or unlocked?
No, the back door was unlocked.
Okay. How did y'all not know that he was there? I mean, he's
We didn't know
his brother.
until he called his name and said, "Body, body." Then
Yeah.
we went back there and we seen him laying on the ground.
When did y'all last see him, Kent?
Right before that, he walked out. We don't know where he went or none of that.
Which door did he walk out?
He went out the back door.
He went out the back door? What time?
It was dark.
It was dark? Think about it time-wise. Was it a long time before the gunshot? Or a short time?
I mean, I can't really say how. It was a minute. I don't know. It was probably 15, 20, 30 minutes. I don't really know exactly. I know. I can't give you exactly the
That's okay.
time.
That's okay.
But what I'm telling you though, why is the family looking at me like I did it?
I don't want them to think that. And that's not.
As soon as we leave, as soon as I get arrested, they tell me it's not looking good on you. Tell it's not looking good on you. That I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
Well,
Tell me, sir, I didn't
let's
do
be
it.
honest, okay? It doesn't look good, but the thing is I want to understand what happened, and that's why I'm talking with you. If I didn't care about your
So
side of
I'm
the
telling
story,
you,
then
it's
you
true.
know.
We seen him around there. And he was laying down. Yeah, we was wrong for moving the gun from the scene. But other than that, I don't know anything that happened.
Whose gun is it? You know?
I don't know who gun it is.
Is it yours?
No, it's not my gun. I don't even
Okay.
own no gun.
If we run a trace on it, is it going to come back to someone that you know?
Not that I know
Okay. So if I like figure out who it's registered to, and I call them, and then they say, "Yeah, no, I bought it for Tio."
of. They're not gonna say that because I don't own no gun. I haven't sold no gun.
Okay. And I'm not trying to hem you up. I just rather you be honest with me,
I'm being
okay?
honest with you.
Because
I don't possess
because-
no gun. I own no gun.
So I talked to Kwame, and he said he doesn't know anything about a gun. Okay. So work with me on that. You're telling me that he knew about the gun. He told you to move it. So why would he tell me something different?
Cover it up, bro. I'm pretty like you said. Y'all got me.
But what is there to cover up if
I guess
if
you
y'all
wanted-
weren't
I-
out there with him
We
and,
weren't out there. I guess you wanted to cover it up from his brother laying there with the gun right there, bro. We should have left it right there. We moved it.
to me it seems like someone was screwing around with a gun.
We wasn't screwing around with a gun. I don't
Okay.
know if his brother, his older brother, screwing around with a gun and shot himself or what, but we don't know that. I don't know that.
Did you hear any voices, hear anyone talking, hear any arguments, anything like that? Anything leading up to it that was weird? You had mentioned a black car before, right?
Yeah, they said it was a black car. Kept riding around.
Yeah. When y'all were out there, did you said he couldn't really talk?
Couldn't talk.
Was he trying to say something?
He was shying, but he couldn't say anything.
Are you sure it wasn't an accident?
Like I said, I don't know, sir. I'm being honest with you. I don't know if he shot himself or not. I'm being honest with you. You gotta understand.
Well, when I say accident, I mean you guys were playing around with a gun
No,
and,
none of
and it
that.
just happened to go off.
None of that. We was just saying none of that. We don't play with none of that. I'm being honest with you. I can take a ride, chest, gunfire, and tell him, I don't have anything to do with the only thing that.
Okay. No, I believe you. Would you be willing to let us collect DNA from your mouth? It would just be a swab
Yeah.
on the inside of your
You
cheek.
can do that.
And what we can do is we can just compare that to what we have.
You can do that.
Okay. Let me grab that kit. Okay. It doesn't take long. It takes a couple seconds. Okay. Just having trouble finding a box. There's a specific box that they get put in that holds them.
What I'm being charged with.
So, you have an active warrant for possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Okay? That's what the charge is. I'd rather be honest with you, man. I'm not here to BS you.
So I'm the one being arrested.
Right now. Now, if I can get more information that implicates other people. Yeah, open your mouth.
Crazy. Everybody looking at me like I did something, man.
So look at it this way. What can we do today to be able to tell them that's not what happened?
I told you
Okay.
everything I know. And the whole family looking at me like I did. Because y'all took me out of handcuffs.
We weren't trying to. Right?
Either what?
I mean, we wanted to have your best interest in mind on that, man. Like,
Either
we
way
were
you go,
up
you
front
already
with you about it.
Either way you go, you said y'all already had an active warrant for me. So either way it goes, I was still going to jail. Right?
Yeah. But we wanted to give you an option. We wanted to give you a choice.
From the jump, y'all, when I was coming there, I was getting arrested anyway, right? Just be honest with
We
me.
wanted to clear things up, man.
But be
That's
honest
what we
with
wanted
me.
to
Just
do.
be honest with me, though. From the jump, when I pulled up, I was getting arrested anyway, right?
With the warrant, yes. But I needed to understand what happened.
If I know what happened, sir.
Well, you lied to me at first
I lied to you about what?
about the gun. Like, why? Why lie to me about that? That's a dumb thing when it comes to a murder. Right?
Right? You right.
I mean, like, isn't that,
Yeah,
that's
you're right.
down here
You right, sir.
when it comes to the scale of a murder.
I shouldn't even.
And we're here investigating the death of one of your best friends, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that should be extremely important to you. So that's why I was dumbfounded when you decided to lie about that. Because this is someone that's so close to you. I could tell how emotional you were about it. Okay? I'm not here to try and rehash your pain. I'm here to try and figure out who could have killed your friend. And right now, based on everything that we've got, it doesn't look good with you carrying the gun away from the scene, you being there, okay? All of that all together, it looks like you killed him, okay? And that is from the perspective of what we
Y'all
have.
can figure it out. Y'all can take me from gunpowder all that, man.
And there's a
I
bunch.
was wrong. Yeah, I was wrong.
Hang on.
Taking it from the scene.
There's a bunch of cameras out there too, okay?
I'm gonna tell it then. I ain't even be charged with nothing I didn't do, man. It's not right.
I don't want to charge you with anything you didn't do. That's why we're talking. I'm not here to put a charge on you that for a crime you didn't commit. Okay? I wouldn't do that. And that wouldn't be fair to anyone. But I also have to ask you all these questions to understand what actually happened. Okay? So I do have follow-up questions that I want to ask. Last name Johnson.
You didn't spell my name right.
Sorry, two E's. Two E's. I know you've been up, but I've been up for a little while.
So the same information y'all shared with me, y'all told them that y'all seen me on the scene moving.
I explained to Lisa and I explained to Kwame that we have you on video moving a gun, okay? That you're not supposed to have one. So I explained that to him. And I said, he's not being charged for the homicide. Okay? I made it very clear to them. Because I didn't want them thinking that. I didn't want to come in there and we take you out and then the whole family think you did that. Because that's not fair to you.
It's not fair.
And that's not fair to them either. Okay? Because then that gives them false hope.
But you see how I got criticized when they took picking me out.
People are always going to have criticisms.
You
Right? Even when you're up, even when you're down. People are always going to have criticisms. That's how life is. Because when you're up, people criticize you because maybe they're jealous of where you're at. When you're down, they criticize you because they think they're better than you. Okay? But right in this moment, this is the moment where you can do everything you can to help yourself.
I
Okay?
did everything I can to help myself, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
So run it back from a nighttime when you're there. Okay? You've gotten over there, you said it was dark. from there on until today, okay, until you met with Paul Johnson this morning, tell me what happened, just so I can get a clear idea.
So, hey, went and did the job, all three of us. We came back. I went to take a shower at my granny's, and Buddy took a shower at his house. After that, he came back and got me, and we came up there. When we came up there, all that was in there. He was come, collect, watching TV and all that. Like I told you.
And you saw Kent there, he was watching TV.
Yes, sir.
Around what time was that?
Like I told him yesterday, I can't give you no specific time. I just know it's dark. I told
You just know it was dark. Okay. Okay, and then from there, what happened?
From there, we was just there, and I told you. After that, his brother left. We don't know where he went, and after that, that's when his body called. He called his brother body, and he was in the backyard.
Is it common for him to just walk out and leave?
I mean, he's coming. He walk out the door all the time.
Is it common for him to keep personal belongings there at the house?
I mean, he doesn't stay there, but he comes from there every once in a while. He don't stay there though.
Okay.
Okay, this is his brother. Come on now.
Yeah. No, I visit with my brother. I see him. But I want to understand kind of what was happening that night and if there was anything out of the ordinary then. Okay? So think back to how he was acting, what he was doing.
He was calm. When nothing, he was calm. He didn't show anything like he was frustrated or anything like that towards. He was calm.
Does anyone in that area have a problem with him?
Not that I know
Okay. And to go back to the gun, where was it laying when you saw him?
of. He's right there beside him.
Which side?
I don't know. It was probably, I think, on the left side of him.
It was on the left side of him? Okay. Which hand did he use? Do you
I
know?
don't
Like,
know.
was he right-handed or left-handed?
Well, I just put it like this: wherever y'all pick his phone up there, the same side where the gun was.
Okay, so we got his phone?
Y'all, y'all got it. Y'all asked me.
Dude, I wasn't out there until...
Last night when y'all asked me, did I know any code, anything to the phone? This showed that y'all got the phone. I don't.
Listen, that y'all, those are patrol officers.
It wasn't
Okay,
a patrol officer, it was a detective. The same way that you.
Was it Paul?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, I'm not trying to jam you up about a cell phone. My thing is I didn't know that. Now I do. Okay, so thank you for telling me that. But the thing is this has had so many moving parts that I've had to focus on just my portion of the investigation, which was speaking with you and speaking with Kamei. Okay? So you said the side of the body that his cell phone was found on, recovered on, that is where the gun was. Okay. What does he do when he's outside or hangs out outside?
Just go out, smoke cigarettes like a normal day.
Okay. And the gun itself, when I asked you and I said, Kamei said he didn't know anything about a gun. Okay? And you said to cover it up. To cover what up?
I guess, what you mean, like, his brother had a gun?
Is his brother not supposed to have a gun?
I don't know that. I can't tell you that. It's a question you throwing at me that I don't know. Come on now, I just said that. I can't just verbally tell you, oh, I don't know if his brother had a gun.
Would you know if he was a convicted felon?
I don't know that either. I can't tell you that, y'all. Come on.
No, man. I'm asking questions because they have relevance. I'm not over here just trying to bullshit you. You're telling me that, the gun was moved and it was moved for some unknown reason. Saying I don't know to that doesn't cut the... It doesn't...
I understand what you're saying, but what else am I supposed to say, bro? I don't... Like I told you, we don't really know what happened. Like I told you, it was bad.
If you don't know what happened, you don't know what happened. You know what happened with the gun.
Yeah.
Because you and him moved it from the scene. Okay? That's something y'all did. So that is something that you know.
Yeah.
So don't tell me you don't know why
I didn't say
y'all moved it.
I didn't
So
say I didn't never say I didn't know why we moved.
okay, then why did y'all move it? And be honest with me.
Because we don't know what happened, and the gun was right there, and he got shot. We didn't post it. It's a stupid question that I'm saying to you, but I don't know why. I don't know why we moved it. We just moved it because I don't know, man. It probably sounds dumb with what I'm saying, but I don't know.
Well, if he gets shot behind the house and there's a gun laying next to him, to me, reasonably, you wouldn't want to move that, right?
You're right.
You would want to take care of him. You wouldn't be focused on the gun. And how much time passes between, him being shot and then you wandering around with the gun? That's a lot of time, man. Like, EMS hasn't even gotten there yet.
You're right.
Okay? So it doesn't look good when you walk away from your best friend and you're not there to help him either. Like, I've been to these scenes. Most people that I know, they stick around. They're there.
We were there, bro. We just
they're in the thick of it.
We just panicked and moved the gun, bro. It's all, bro. We didn't know anything. We didn't know
Well,
what
to
else
me,
do.
to me, it looks like y'all
You're right.
moved. To me, it looks like y'all moved the gun because something happened with the gun involving y'all and him. Okay, and if that's what happened, then that's what I need to know. If someone came over there and intentionally murdered him, I need to know that.
If I know that, I would tell you. Like I told you, I don't know who murdered him. We was involved in it. Yeah, I was involved with moving the gun, but I don't know anything about the situation. What happened to him? I'm clueless. I don't know anything about it. I'm telling you that. It might seem you think I'm lying to you or anything, but I'm not. I don't know anything about.
Did you ever touch the trigger when you had the gun?
No.
Okay. So your DNA wouldn't be on the trigger.
I mean, we moved the gun.
You moved the gun,
You know
but
my
you're
DNA's gonna be in there.
But
Come on.
on the trigger, that is
No.
a specific piece of the gun.
No.
Okay?
My
Because
gun-
there are different parts of the gun. So I'm asking, would your DNA be on the trigger
No, it
versus?
shouldn't be on that trigger.
Okay,
My
because-
DNA might be on the. It could. I know it's on the gun because I moved it, but
I would believe it would be on the gun
it's
because you
not.
moved it.
I didn't know.
Yeah. Okay. It makes sense that it would be on the gun. That's why I'm asking for a specific part. Okay? Because that's used to make it fire. Okay. What about the ammo? Would that have your DNA on it?
No.
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 Okay. Because those are parts that we can swab, and then what I can do is I can have that compared to your DNA here.
Do that.
Okay. And that'll
want
help
you
me.
to do that.
That'll help me and
Do
help
that.
you. Okay.
Do that.
So
want you to do that.
I'll have it sent off and we'll do that. Okay. Let's see. Where does your girlfriend stay at in Winterville?
Huh?
Where does your girlfriend stay at in Winterville?
I can. I
Like,
I don't
at
know
least
this-
do you know what part of Winterville?
It's off. What it is? Robert. How do you say it? Robert Hartman Road or something?
Yeah. Okay. It's off Robert Hardiman. Your mom had said that she stayed over in Winterville. Your mom also mentioned that your girlfriend said something about what happened out there. Okay.
She wasn't around, so she wouldn't know anything.
Well, why would she say that he committed suicide? That he shot himself?
I don't know.
Is
She
that
was-
something you told her?
No.
And she wasn't out there, right?
No, sir.
So why would she be saying that?
I don't know, sir. Your guess just as good as mine. She was not there. I'm being honest with you.
Okay. But look, man, if something happened out there between you and him or his brother and him,
I tell you, man. I'm being honest with you.
I would hope you would, because I know that that would be a strong, heavy burden to carry.
Being
Okay?
honest with you. Do everything you got to do. DNA, the gun, ammo, and all that is going to show you. That's going to prove you.
Because I wouldn't want someone to have to carry that.
I don't want to carry that.
Okay?
Yeah, I'm in wrong for moving the gun from the scene. But other than that, I don't have no intention in none of the other stuff that happened or whatever happened. I don't have any intention on that. If I know, I'll tell you. I don't know.
Well, and I'm not saying you came over there to kill him. What I'm trying to figure out is, did an accident happen? Okay?
I don't know.
So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Let me go see if there are any more questions I need to ask, okay? I wanted to ask too. You saw me seal it. Would you mind initialing it anywhere on here? Just to say that you watched me seal it. Thank you.
Alright. Give me some room, Tito. Okay. I've heard kind of everything said. There are some things that are still problematic here, and I don't know what happened. I don't know if he did something. Well, here's some things I do know. Factually, you moved the gun. You moved the gun that was critical to the entire investigation. The question is why?
I didn't move it from no scene for where he was.
Okay, well, where did you move it from then? If not from like where he was.
I didn't move the gun from the scene.
Well, who moved it from the
I
scene?
told him, I got it. His brother gave it to me, and I removed it.
So
I didn't.
he goes by Bobby, right? Kwame Bobby. So Bobby hands you the gun. Is that correct? I'm trying to understand it, trying to run through it. So, and did I hear correctly? And again, if I am wrong in anything, correct me. You guys both go out roughly at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you find him on the ground. And did you describe him? He was kind of laying
on his back.
On his back. His arms are kind of out like this. Okay. Do you remember where the shot was exactly?
He was in his chest.
Okay. If I was the center, it was like up.
Right, somewhere right in here.
Okay. Kind of like right in here.
Yeah.
Okay. Is he left or right-handed?
I don't know. I couldn't.
Okay.
I don't know that exact.
Okay. You ever seen him write?
No, sir.
Ever seen him like handle tools or anything like that? Okay. So legitimately not sure left or right-handed. He was laying like this. Where is the gun? He's on the ground. Where is the gun exactly when Bobby picks it up?
He was beside him.
Okay, this side or this side?
Like I told him,
Close your eyes.
I can't really.
I know it's a lot. I want you to close your eyes, and I know I'm asking a lot, but I want you to picture it in your head because this is the kind of stuff that's highly important. This is why it's so important to keep things where they are. Once you visualize in your head, where do you see it?
Probably on his left side.
On his left side? Like if I'm laying back like this, my arms are
Left is on his side, right is over there.
so if you're looking at him, his left side, his his physical right side if he's laying on his back, right? So it's right here. Like right around this side? Okay. Do you remember how it was positioned on the ground? Like where the grip was or where the barrel was or anything like that? And you said Bobby, he picks it up. What's he say to you? Do you remember exactly what he says?
No.
But basically, it's clear. Hey, you need to get rid of this. So your understanding of the situation was, hey, you need to get rid of this.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, what did you do with it from there?
Like I told him, we took it in. I took it and put it behind the house.
Okay. At a dumpster, basically, trash can.
Yeah.
Okay. Where did you go after that? Did you go back up to meet with police?
I went back over there
Okay, back to where he was, or up in the front, or
in the front.
okay. And that's when you said you had some contact with the security guard.
The security guard then was already in the back.
He was
He
okay.
in the back.
And then I know I asked you this when we were out there at the house. You said that if you felt like there was an argument or something that occurred out there, you would hurt it.
Yeah, or I would have told you. I don't. It wasn't no argument. Nothing like I told you. Just was a normal day.
Now the back door, it's like a screen.
Screen door.
Okay. But it also has like a normal door and a screen door, right?
Yeah.
Were they open or closed?
They were open.
Okay, so they're just wide open.
Not wide open. The screen door. The door was like this. The door and the screen door was open. Like not open. Like it's
So the main door is open. The screen door is
closed, but it's open. Yeah.
okay. So kind of open out so you can see everything. Okay. Never saw anything. Never saw anybody. Just heard what sounded like maybe a gunshot in the distance. Are you sure it was a shot, or just maybe a loud noise, or?
It was, like I told them, we heard the shot, but like I told them, it's a normal thing over there, so we really didn't pay no attention. Like I told them, we really didn't pay no attention until his brother called his name. We said, body, this when we went to the bathroom.
If you had to guess, because there's two shots, how much time passes between that first shot and then the second close shot?
I can't really say.
And I know it's a guesstimation. 5 minutes, 10
I don't
minutes.
want to guess because it's not giving the truth. I don't really know. I can't guess it. I can't really tell you that.
Fair. So you go out. He's on the ground. Bobby, any idea why he would want you to move that gun? Anything that comes to mind as to what would make sense to you about that?
One thing I can say to get it away because the situation or whatever happened, the move right there. But yeah, we should just live right there and let y'all deal with what we moved. Like I told you, I don't really know what happened.
Whose gun was it?
I don't know who gun it was.
I mean, you ever seen him with a gun?
No,
You never known him to have a gun?
no.
Okay. Well, here's something. I know we've had some issues with some truth in some of these statements. Like when we first talked, we talked a while, gave you a lot of opportunities to talk to me about the gun. You kind of denied it. Well, not kind of, but you did deny it, lied about it. I need for you to understand that this is the point in this whole thing where you have got to be 100% honest with every single aspect. Was that your gun that he had
No,
that
sir.
he might have picked up?
No, sir.
Was it Bobby's gun he might have picked up?
No, sir.
Okay. So you're telling me you legitimately had no idea he had a gun.
I had
Don't know
idea.
where the gun came
Don't
from.
know where it came from.
You'd never seen it before.
Never seen it.
Ever seen him with a gun, period.
Never seen one of gun, period, sir.
Okay. And so just hear shot, come out, he's laying on the ground, shocked to see a gun, I'm assuming. Bobby hands it to you, tells you get rid of it, and you did. Came back, met with security guard, then police, and then go from there. It's just I'm having trouble trying to make sense out of why you guys would move that gun. And I know you're probably playing it through your head a ton.
I don't, like I told you, bro. Traumatized, I don't know, bro.
I get it.
If I could tell you, I don't know. Yeah, like I told you, I was wrong for moving the gun. I know I'm going to end up paying consequences for moving the gun. And I may end up getting another charge. You ain't got to sugarcoat with me on that.
I mean, it is a factual thing that evidence was tampered with and that you possessed a firearm and you can't. Those are factual things. The more important thing is trying to find out what happened to your friend.
If I know, I would tell you, bro.
Okay.
I wouldn't harm my friend.
I need you to understand that accidents do happen. We understand that.
I understand.
We also understand that sometimes people do things that they don't expect that they were going to do. They never thought that they would do it. But right is right, wrong is wrong, and why lie when the truth will do?
You're right.
So I need to ask you, and I'm going to ask you very blatantly. I need you to tell me the truth because truth is a funny thing. People can get behind things that people say up front, right? We're in this room, we're having a conversation. People will find the statements that you make, I think, more credible when initially made, and you're wanting to basically explain what happened, versus if something comes out later or evidence comes up later, or when we start going through video and things aren't matching up. See, that's the other thing is everything you guys provide as a statement, it's got to match with everything that we see on video. And if it doesn't match, then that causes a question as to why is it different? Because video isn't going to lie. Video is a factual recording of what happened. It just doesn't tell you the why. It doesn't tell you like the intricacies behind how things played out per se, kind of like how things unfold. So what I'm trying to say is truth carries more credibility when told initially, not after a period of time. So I'm going to ask you very blatantly, for any reason at all, and I'm not saying that there is malice or anything along those lines, did you shoot?
No.
Okay. Would there be any reason for there to be any gunshot residue on your clothing?
None at all. And I stand 100%.
Would there be any reason for there to be any blood or anything on your clothing?
No, sir.
Okay. And would there be any reason for there to be any DNA or fingerprints or anything along those lines on that handgun in, say, the trigger well?
My fingerprints probably been on it from moving the gun, but
Okay, so you're saying basically just on the grip, like just from picking it up. Did you ever touch that trigger at all? Ever put a finger through that thing?
Not that I know. I just picked the gun up. I didn't.
Okay.
Like I told you, my fingerprints probably be on it for moving the gun, but my fingerprints should not be on no trigger.
And that gun was never in your possession prior to that day. You've never handled that gun prior to that one time.
Yes, sir.
Okay. How about Bobby?
Yes, sir.
Did he ever touch it?
What you mean ever touch it?
Like, did he touch it tonight? Did he pick it up? Or did he just tell you you need to get that?
What did I
But you got to clarify.
I just told you.
I've been awake like 30 hours.
I've been awake too. I just told you. You got me to repeat myself. What I just told you would happen.
Okay.
I physically just told you that. You asked me the same question.
Well,
You're making me frustrated when I just told you.
And I apologize. Some of that is just trying to make sure I'm remembering it correct because I've been awake for a long time as well.
Me too.
And I know you have too, so you feel me. Because I think you said that he handed it and said you need to get rid of this, right? Okay. So did he ever touch that you saw?
No.
Trigger or anything like that? Okay. How did he hand it to you? Like the slide, the handle?
See that? What I don't know because it was just a spare of the moment. You feel what I'm saying?
How quick did that unfold? How play through how quick that decision becomes made. You guys go out there.
I mean, that was like, I don't know, like, I can't give you like a specific time, but It was afterwards, like the situation what we seen back there.
Is Bobby allowed to have a gun? Do you know?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. So out of all, and you see, sure. What about guy who was shot?
I don't know. Like I told last, I don't know that.
Okay. Okay. And were you on the phone or talking to anybody or doing anything inside when the shot was heard or anything that
No,
might
like I
help
told
back up
Mr. Johnson
anything?
yesterday, we were sitting inside the house and we heard it. And like I told him, we were sitting inside the house, body was eating noodles, we was in the living room.
Okay. Would there be any reason why Bobby would deny giving you the gun, telling you to get rid of the gun, or anything along those lines?
She don't want to get in trouble for the reason why I just got in trouble for moving the gun. It's honestly.
Even if he knew that paints you into a bad position where it makes it look like you shot and killed your friend, he would let you go down for that rather than just being honest.
Because it's what happened though, sir. I'm being honest with you, like, because I really regret moving it. I should just I didn't move it from exactly the spot, but I regret even getting it and taking it off. Like we should have just left it right there.
I agree. I mean, because I think you understand how it looks. It looks
I
bad.
understand how it looks, and,
Yeah,
and like I'm on misdemeanor probation, but I'm not on felon probation. But like you said, I'm a convicted felon, and they choice to send me back down to prison. I don't want that, bro.
Well, I mean, here I told you this now. Fact is, it makes it look.
I understand what you're saying. It
Yeah.
makes it look, but when y'all get the DNA, and y'all get run mags, it is gonna open up and tell y'all being honest with you. When y'all get our DNA back from all the magazines and all that stuff from the gun, they're gonna show y'all being honest with you. Like I told you, my fingerprints might be on the gun for moving.
Where we talked a little bit about clothing. So where are your pants and shoes and stuff that you had on?
I had flip flops on.
Okay. Where are the flip flops? Where's the hat? And where's the pants?
I had my girl house. Downstairs, and when you walk in the den room.
Where does she stay?
I told them she stay off in Winterville. What it's called Robert
Hardiman.
Yeah.
Did you give her name and phone number to Detective Lister?
No, sir.
Do you have it off the top of your head?
No, I don't have it off the top of my head.
What's her name? Because we can probably find her just with that.
Tylita Sewell.
Tylita?
Yeah.
How do you spell that?
T. I really got it right. I can't really.
That's fine. What was the last name again?
Sewell.
Sewell?
Yeah.
Like S-O?
Yeah. But she has nothing to do with nothing.
Well, just kind of as far as getting clothing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And how old is she?
Well, I'm 31, so she's like 30, I think. I'm not.
Roughly your age. Pretty close to your age, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so those items are over there.
Yeah, it's like I took them out there right there, and we walk in the house right there, and then not right when you walk in the door, you go straight in, and then my back pants sitting right there, the hat sitting on the table right there.
Okay. Have you had your phone on you all night as well? I know most people have their phone with them everywhere.
Yeah, I have my phone with me.
One of the things that we're going to one of the things that would be helpful both ways, I think could be beneficial to you, is we typically will do a download of the device. Did he already get a passcode from you for that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you send any text to anybody or anything like that would be like, oh my God, I just shot?
No.
Okay. Did you send any texts to anybody saying, oh my God, this is what happened or anything along those lines?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Only thing I had told my girl that Kent got shot or whatever, but other than that, You might see that. I done deleted it, but you might see that. But other than that, I ain't sent no message like
So
that.
there are some communications that are related to tonight's shooting.
Yeah.
Okay. Will there be any photos in that phone of that gun or any
No,
guns?
no.
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 Okay. How would we access that phone?
What do you mean?
It's like passcode.
My passcode?
Yes.
It's my grandma's birthday. But y'all can get in either way to go. Y'all don't need no passcode. Come on now. That is my first birthday. Come on now, Mr. Black. Don't
Well, I'm just
pull my leg like that now.
I'm not trying to
Even
pull
if
your
I
leg.
don't give you the passcode, y'all still can get the phone now.
possibly.
It ain't no possible.
That is
Come
very
on now.
possible.
Come on now, Black.
But is your girl or not your girl, but your grandma's date of birth?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
yeah, 12/24.
12/24. Is it just 12/24? Not just a 4-digit, not a 6?
12/24.
Okay. And we would do a search warrant on that. We're not just going to go willy nilly through your phone.
And what's the reason you going through my phone though? I just want to know. I'm not
Well,
hiding
you say
anything.
there's communications related to it. We would also be checking like location data.
Check
We'd
it.
also be checking
I
for
want y'all
is
to
there any, and that's kind of one of those things. We got to verify stories. One, we want to
help me out
verify.
more. Just so handle your
Be
business.
straight, yeah. I mean, potentially yes. Because again, and I told you this before, I don't know what happened. I wasn't there, so I can't sit here and say that you're not being honest or you are being honest. I kind of struggle to try to make sense of why would you shoot him? I mean,
No,
you guys
I
are
wouldn't- I
longtime
wouldn't.
friends, right?
Yes, been with them for over 10+ years.
I mean, it's basically like a brother.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess my thing is, if this was someone who was super important to you, this is someone who's basically your brother.
Yeah.
And if you had shot him, even if it was accident or anything like
Keep
that,
saying that. I'm telling you, Mr. Black.
well, if you had, I think you would tell me because
Yes,
I
I
think
would, but
I
I'm
think
not shot.
on a lot of levels, if it's your brother, you would owe that to him, and you would feel a certain kind of way,
Yeah.
and you would tell me.
Yes, sir.
So I think there's a lot to be said for that. Anyway, that's kind of where we're at. Is there anything else that you feel like I should know about or we should know about with concerns to this that we haven't talked about? Anything that pops in your head?
No, sir.
Okay. Any questions for me?
I ain't got no question, man. I might well just go get some rest. I'm already being locked up, bro. Y'all might well take me there.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's just that, like I said, there's a factual issue with the firearm and getting rid of it from the scene. It's problematic, and we can't get past it. That part is just, it's a matter of fact. We have to deal with certain things regarding that.
When the evidence come back, man, you're gonna see I've been totally honest with you, bro. And y'all, you give me
Hey,
much
man,
more respect.
I'm not going to say that you haven't been. I don't know. I wasn't there. So I'm not going to say you
Because
did
I
one
probably
thing.
lied for about moving the gun, but I just came back and told the truth. But other than that, I don't know anything that happened with the situation or what happened. I don't know that.
Fair enough. All right. Sit tight. I appreciate it.
How long I got to sit in? I know I got to go to the county, bro. I ready to go and lay down, bro. 'Cause I'm
Shouldn't
tired,
be too long.
I'm not. Get up. Turn over. Face the wall, man. That's first.
No.
Who's in? Yeah. It's yours? It's like the one of those. I'll give it to him.
You put them in the trash.
Okay.
Just gotta grab this. Oh, you should see my place.
You swear you do. He think you damn wrong.
Okay. With
Shoes right here.
okay.
Pants right here.
I think he said he was wearing slides.
Alright.
And the pants, those were probably what he was wearing that night.
Okay. You see how he just dropped on damn clothes. Y'all see what kind of hat he had on? He had
Yeah.
a yellow one on.
It was a yellow one.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's just what we needed. It's way too big. I don't know who made this, but
Getting the hat too.
yes. And then I was gonna get the hat. I'll put it in a different bag.
What kind of shirt?
He already gave us his shirt,
Oh, okay.
which is great. So we have everything we need.
Sure.
Let me give David a call. On the front porch, so I'm not intruding.
Okay.
I know you gotta get back to work too at some point. It might be when you get off. You said 4:30.
Yeah.
They close at 5. The front office closes at 5. So we'll just have to make sure I can call him, and I'll see real quick. So let me see real quick. I'll let the cold air out. I'll stay out here. Hey, how's it looking? Okay, how long do you think it'll take? She was saying she might go back to work. Yeah.
I got to 1 o'clock because I'm on my break, my hour break.
Oh yeah. She said she's got till 1 o'clock. How'd you say it was doing right now? Okay. What I can do is there a number I can reach you at your work to notify you? Where do you work?
UGA.
UGA.
Myers. South Parking lot.
UGA Myers. Do you think it'll be done by 4:30 today? Oh yeah. Okay. Are you able to get from Myers to PD before 5? Before it
I
closes?
go on break again at 2:30.
Okay, would you want to come by at 2:30 and I can get it to you then?
Yeah.
Okay,
Just
well,
come to the front.
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, yeah, Dave, we'll do that. Thank you very much, Dave. I'll see you. Thank you, Miss Sewell.
Think they gonna help?
I think it will. I genuinely think it will. I mean that all the information that we're getting, it's helping him.
So he didn't have no.
I'm not sure. Sorry, my lieutenant's calling. Yes, sir.
Hey, quick question for you. Sartain came in with a bullet from the hospital. Is that the case from Hawthorne Extension with Terrio Pass or a different case?
So I think there were 2 that were supposed to come in, and I think
Had to walk across the parking lot, and we're waiting on Detective Lister.
Oh, he's fine.
Um, but this is Detective Lister's investigation, so I'll be in there. I'm just helping out. But he'll, I think, be primarily the one speaking with you.
Okay, they're fine.
Thank you for coming on such short notice and all of that stuff. I know you've got a lot going on.
Yeah.
Just have a seat.
Okay.
So basically, I'm still following up on everything. We don't have a specific person in mind right now.
He'll come in a second. He's still on the phone.
So this is the guy I talked to the other night.
So there were a lot of us out there.
Yeah, it's a lot of people.
He is got dark hair.
Kind of short.
I mean, I'm very short, so everyone's a little tall to me. But I know he's taller than me. He's kind of bigger. Huh?
Somebody gave me their card, but I wasn't looking at the name.
Okay. I know obviously it's been a rough past couple of nights and days for y'all. So, how are you doing with everything?
It's hard to sleep a little bit because, seeing a friend like that and can't breathe and you don't know what happened, like,
Mm-hmm.
it hurts. And it's like, I got kids, so you can't just break and can't, like, do that. So,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Were those your babies that were out there in the lobby?
Yeah, well, 2 of them was my nephews. The girl, she's mine, and the one who you thought was me,
Mm-hmm.
that's my parents.
Okay.
I dropped my other kids off with their dads. So, yeah.
You said you were playing with your little cousin,
Yeah, D.
D. Is he out there or?
He was standing, okay, so like I was trying to describe to the police because the way our porches are set up, like if you go over to where his brother stayed, it's stairs. Where I stay is like a walkway, but it splits off into the other lady who stays like right here. It's like a brick wall between.
Mm-hmm.
And right here is like a brick wall. And that's where D was standing in the middle, and my mirror is like my window is here. So it's the window where he was standing off in a corner, and that's where I was talking to him through the window, and he was on the other side, basically
Okay.
outside.
I think I have a. When I was out there, I was looking at like pictures of
Another apartment.
yeah, and like how they're set up. Actually, I think it's from this one. I screenshotted my Google.
Cause you know everybody got that one big window in the front,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like that wall to block the other side.
Okay. So obviously it was raining super bad.
So this his porch, the brother
Mhm.
porch. This is my porch right there. Yeah, right here. So D is still can't see the other side of my window, but it's like two of them.
Mm-hmm.
And D was standing in that corner where you couldn't see.
Okay.
And I was messing around with him, and I pushed him out the door, locked him outside. I was like, "You're not coming in." Like we play like that every day. So, we heard a gunshot, and by the time I heard it, I was walking to the back, and it scared me, and I went back to the front. So I'm like, and like I told you, I was on the phone with his brother,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like, "Did y'all hear that?" I was like, "What you talking about? Gunshot? Like, what you mean?" He was like, "Yeah, they're popping on. There was a gunshot." So D, he was like, "Yeah, I did hear that," and that's when the screaming started.
Okay. And it was
Like, "Gloria, come out your back door." But by the time he said that, it scared me so bad I ran out my front door and I went to his house. Like, you see how close the porches are? Like, I literally ran, and by the time I got in his house, he was like right there meeting me. We went out the back door, and this one I seen his brother.
okay. So I'm gonna draw that out just to make sure I understand it because I know we were talking about it on the phone.
Okay.
But so obviously this is y'all's building.
Right.
This is his part. This is your part. These would be the back doors, right?
Right.
And then
Because, you know, the back porch, our back porch, me and the brother, Quamaine, back porch is together. So we
Okay.
share a back porch. It's like
Okay.
AC units on the back porch. So it's one right here and then it's one right there. And then,
kind of
so,
like right here.
yeah. So when you first walk out my back door, you'll see the AC unit, which blocks me from just walking across to his apartment.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I was like, let me just go out front. Cause
Okay. So he was on the phone and with you, and you heard the screaming, so you came out like this, and he said, "Come over here." So you kind of like went through like this,
well, I didn't go up the stairs. So if you would go that way,
but like no,
it
you're
was like
good.
straight across
Like that.
in there. Yeah.
Okay, because y'all got that little cement pathway. Okay.
So came over, ran the house. He was like, come outside, please come outside, call the police. That's when I got up on the phone with the police. So the police, by the time I got out there, me and the police was already on the phone together.
Okay.
I'm Tio, which is the friend that they got that brother. He was standing out there too. He was like, it ain't no blood on him. I was like, he was like, shine your light, bro. That's what they got me. So I shined my flashlight. I said it is blood. The blood was, he was laying. Okay, so like right here would be this the back porch. So from their back porch, he was probably laying over here by where they normally put the trash can. His head was here, which would have been at the end of the building, which you seen, well, close to the end of the building. And his feet was this way.
Okay.
So his arm, it would have been this arm where I seen the blood at, and it was on his fingertip.
His right arm.
Okay. Because it looked like maybe he tried to touch it or something. But by the time I said, King, I said, who you got shot at? Tell me who you got shot at. And it was like, he was trying to lift his hand and couldn't do it. He was trying to talk. He was saying something, but you couldn't understand what he was saying at the time. So, which caused me to look at him. So I'm looking, never touched him, could have lay on the phone like, don't move him. I said, y'all, she said don't move him. So we looking, I said, there you go. He shot. That's when I talked to the lady on the phone, like, yes, he is shot. Like, y'all need to come on, please hurry up. I was like, he still, she like, that, I don't, and I don't quite remember if it was, I think it was a woman on the phone. But I do remember them saying, like, is the scene safe and stuff like that? And I'm like, yeah, it's safe. Like, I don't see no gun out here. Like, everything is okay. But the lady, which is normal, her name is Hannah. I couldn't think of her name the other day.
Hannah?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I finally ended up going to talk to her yesterday and telling her thank you for keeping me calm and stuff. She came up with a plastic bag. I guess it was like a hot dog bag. It looked like a hamburger bag or hot dog bag. She came up, she like put the plastic over it with a gunshot wound. She moved the shirt first and then she put the plastic there and she started pressing. the person on the phone was like putting pressure on the woman. She was already doing that. I was like, she is. So that's when I started running to look for cloth, which caused me to mess my foot up. Because I slid. It was like wet outside, so I slid by the back porch. And I grabbed whatever was right there. There was cloth line, and I grabbed it. And I was like, no, because it might be too dirty in it. So I threw it, and then I went to we got like clothes things outside. And I grabbed it off there, something off there, and I gave it to him. So they was still compressing his chest. Okay, and as that's going on, Kwame kept peeping like, I can't see my brother die. I can't see my brother die. He never left, but you could, like, he just, I don't know, I guess panicking because that is his brother. So I'm like, okay. That's when the police come from the side. He was like, I'm on the scene. He's no gun back here. You say it's a safe scene. So that's when finding the ambulance get there. The ambulance come. And they're like, trying to do CPR. But after that, I went to the front. I don't know if I went around to the front because I never went back in the house. But I waited until they was about to move his body because I watched them put like the plastic on him on the front and back. They said that the bullet went through, all the way through. And at that time, he was still alive. So when they got him in the ambulance, I'm like, is he okay? And they was like, he kicking right now. So we were just waiting, and that's when I seen the dad walk up yelling, and they were just sitting on the porch, like T.R. and the brother were just standing on the porch, like, bro, we don't know. And to be honest, everybody was in the house because, like I said, me and him was on the phone, and you could really hear T.O. in the background of us being on the phone. I don't know who he was on the phone with, but T.O. was on the phone with somebody. The kids was upstairs because me and Kwame, what we was talking about was like, he was getting onto his kids. He was like, y'all go get in the shower. And he was like, did y'all even take a shower? They was like, yeah, but they were lying about it. So he was, being the
As
dad.
kids
like,
do, yeah.
I was like, you ain't got to be that rough on them. I was like, there's ways you can talk to them where they don't understand. We ain't got to be so rough. I said, but I understand because you're still a man at the end of the day. And they're still kids. It's just, I don't know. And I know he was cooking because I was cooking. He was like, I'm about to cook, babe. So that way he called me to really, like, talk to me.
Okay, so y'all like talking.
And, like, boyfriend and girlfriend, just try to take something.
Yeah, I gotcha. So is that what your relationship like is with Kwame? Like, how long have y'all been talking?
It's been a little minute, It hasn't been over a year, though. Or over 6 months. It's been like,
So less than 6 months.
okay.
Yeah. Have y'all did you live there before him or did he move after there? Okay, so when did he move on over there?
To be honest, I don't know. I couldn't tell you the exact day he moved in, but I just know he was there for a minute. Like, he used to be at work all the time, so he would never be home.
Okay. Is that sort of like when you guys started talking? Is whenever he moved in, or you knew him from before?
Like, it was probably like a couple weeks after he moved in, or maybe a month, I don't know.
Okay. So do y'all talk pretty like regularly then, I
We
guess?
talk regularly, but
Okay.
we talk every day, literally.
Mhm.
But at the same time, it's like, I'm the type of person I give you your space when I'm dating you, because I feel like space is important. So sometimes I just let him call me, and then times when I just like bored or lonely, I call him.
You want to talk on the
to
phone?
Yeah.
I gotcha. So is there a reason y'all were talking on the phone instead of like hanging out in person?
He told me to come outside, and I was like, no, I'm cooking. I don't want to come outside. He was like, well, I'm about to put them in the tub, and I'm going to cook too. And I said, what you about to cook? He was like, I'm about to cook some noodles. I said, okay. And I was like, after I'm done cooking, I'll come outside and chill. Because normally we'll sit on either his porch or sit on my porch. Or sometimes I'll come outside.
Okay. Is that like on the back porch or the front?
We used to always sit on the front.
On the front porch. Okay. So what time did y'all start talking on the phone?
It was like,
If you need to look it up,
I
you
was
can.
like, can I put it on? So, okay, so this one I got. This is when I was talking to the man. And see, that whole time we was on the phone. Even when I went into his house, I was still on the phone. I hung up the phone to talk to him, talk to the police.
Can I
So
take a
it's,
picture of that?
mhm.
Okay.
Okay. And then this when I called the police. The man, the police was on the phone. And it was at 11:14 when the police called.
Okay. So y'all talked from like 11:04
The time police
to
called.
like 11:13ish,
Mm-hmm.
and then you called 911 at 11:14.
Cause I called 911 once I got in the house and realized what had happened. He was like, cause when he kept saying it at first, I was lost. Cause I'm like, why you telling me to call the police? Cause when I went in the house, everything was clean. You know what I'm saying? Like, it looked normal. Like when I normally walk in the house. But then when I realized, okay, you meeting me, you telling me to come out the back door. And when I first went out the back door, I'm looking, I didn't even see him because he had on black. Then I looked on the ground, I'm like, you know, that's when it kicked in. Like, okay.
Okay. So what was can you like kind of walk me through y'all's entire conversation?
Okay, so when we first got on the phone, he was like, what you doing? I was like, I'm not doing it. I said, what you doing? He was like, come outside. I said, I'm not coming outside. Like, I don't want to come outside right now. I'm cooking. He was like, what you cooking? I told him what I was cooking. He was like, well, I'm about to cook. I said, okay, what you about to cook? He was like, noodles. I remember hearing him go upstairs to talk to his kid. But then when I got on him, because I was like, don't talk to him like that. Like, he wasn't even yelling aggressively, but it was just me saying, like, it's just better way. Because you know how sometimes kids get sensitive when you get, like, big at them.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I mean, you still got to do it. You still got to slam both of them still, you know, you already know, like, sometimes I feel like with daddies, like, kids are more attached to their dads than their mom, because moms always got to be the bad person. So I was just like, just be more light on them, basically. And that's when he was telling him, like, get in the tub or whatever. And by the time he was running back in the kitchen, because he was like, he was in the kitchen cooking. By the time he was in there, because I remember him, like, messing with the pots, he was saying, like, but that's not why I be, like, not aggressive, but, like, on them like that. But they gotta understand, like, I'm not a child. I don't play like that. Like, I'll let you get away with a lot of stuff. I said, well, that's true. So, around that time, I'm still yelling on the phone to D. Because I'm still playing with him all at the same time. After that, that's when I told him, I seen a black car ride up through the circle. They don't normally be there. Because normally when cars come in, they'll go to the top, they depart, or they just come through. It'll be like a lift, they'll pick somebody up from the neighbor's house or something like that, and they leave. This car, I seen, I was like, this is weird. They just sitting up there like that. I was like, D, is them your people? He was like, no. I was like, that ain't for me. Come on, like, is somebody for me outside? I was like, I don't know. And then that's when the car finally ended up leaving. But like I said, after that whole little conversation between me and D had happened, I was yelling at him. I said, you still ain't coming in. I'm not letting you in my house. And then when I closed the curtain, when I started walking this way, that's when I heard the pop.
Okay.
Not thinking, okay, it's going to be a gunshot. Because I really was thinking it was like the firecracker because them folk were popping them earlier that day.
Okay.
All right, so that's when I turned around and went back, and that's when the conversation happened when I was like, when he was like, y'all heard that? And I was like, what you talking about, the little gun sound or whatever you talking about? He was like, yeah. They was like, I heard it too. I was like, you heard it too? And that's when he started screaming.
Okay.
And I asked him, I was like, why are you yelling? He was like, just come out the back door. Just come to the back. Come to the back. Out the back door. I was like, I'm not going out my back door. I'm going to come this way because I don't know at the time what was going on. So my first instinct was to go out my front door because that's what I was most close to.
Okay.
So like I told you, I didn't go all the way down to the sidewalk and come up. I cut straight across the concrete and got onto the concrete and then went into the house. And he was like coming back through and met me there and was like running back this way, pointing me. And when I came out, like I said, I didn't see nobody. I didn't see Ken. When I looked up, then when I seen him, and that's when it started with Tio. And I was like, I seen the blood on the hand and
Okay. So you were hearing the pots and the pans when he was cooking in the kitchen, and then you said he went upstairs to talk to his kids, and you heard him coming down the stairs. Was that before the pop?
that was before the pot when he was back down the stairs. Because he was already in the kitchen cooking.
Okay, so was he upstairs and then in the kitchen cooking?
Yeah, like, okay, so basically, I remember him going upstairs to talk to the kids.
Mm-hmm.
I remember him coming downstairs because you can hear the pot. Because you know how somebody getting the pots ready to put on the stove or
You
something?
hear the clanking.
And you can hear the water running. So that's how I knew, like, he had to either be in that kitchen or it ain't no other way around it. You were in the kitchen, like, if I hear pots. Okay, so I never heard him run back up the stairs after this. Like, it was the pop, then it's asking each other, did we hear it? And then the yelling. That's exactly how it went. And it's like, I was trying to tell the man, like, I seen everybody go who went in the house, because I've been looking out my window.
Mm-hmm.
But normally, and like, I'm friends with Kent too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was, like, me and him, we talk every day, chill, like, when he do come home. And, like, I used to kick it with him, and, like, that's why I just don't understand what happened to them. And it's like, the more they ask me, I'm like, what happened? Like, what's going on? And I know, honestly, y'all can't tell me that it's still bothering me.
Okay. So, correct me if I'm misunderstanding anything. You heard him going up the stairs talking to his kid. You heard him come down the stairs, and there was clanking in the kitchen like he was cooking. And then that's when y'all heard the gunshot and trying to figure out what it was.
Yeah, it wasn't right after that, though. Not right after he went downstairs. The pop didn't happen right after he went downstairs. The pop happened, like,
After you heard the clanking?
after the clanking. But we was still conversating because it was a whole conversation of how he was talking to his kid. Like, and it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't bad, but it was just like, I'm a little sensitive when it's going to be. So I'm like, you can say that in the middle of that, and then.
Okay. Have you heard from Kwame since?
Yeah, I talk to him every day, literally.
Okay.
And like, the conversation we be having is like, he just be crying. And he like, man, because he was telling me how he lost his little sister.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just like, I don't know. I don't know what happened. And I'm like, I don't know what happened either. Like, if I would tell y'all anything else, I would be telling a whole lot of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't say nothing. I just know it's like, I'm the type of person I remember stuff a certain way. But that night, I just remember because everything was just off to me. And I'm just like, I don't know. And it's like, we talked last night. He had ended up, like, I'll call you back. I said, okay. And I told him, like, I'm here for you if you need me. And he was like, I know. And then this when he was like, I'll talk to you later. I never ended up talking to him that night. Like, I didn't talk to him till the day sometime.
Okay.
And
Was that over text or was that a phone call?
I don't, and I'm grieving. He was like, I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's nothing to say. Like,
It's a hard situation.
I don't know what to say because there was like somebody I had real close to, Kent, and like a big friend of me. Like, him and cause it's me, my sister Keisha, my sister Child, all this was just like close to him. And he was a good person. Like,
so do all y'all live in y'all's house? You and
No.
your sister, or is it just you?
it's me
Okay.
and my kid.
So I know you said that you like used to talk to Kent whenever he was around. Did he live there, or was he just come in and out?
He would just come hang out with her, and then like she would like he'd get out of work, he'd go chill, like he'd spend the night sometimes because I know a couple times he was watching his nephews and nieces.
Mm-hmm.
He'll come outside and play with me and my kids, like, cause we always wrestle, play fight outside. Kent would come outside and play with the kids, play fight and stuff like that. We'll play in the rain. It was never like nothing bad. So I don't know.
Let's see. When you were at the window, do you remember seeing, like, you said you knew who all was over there? Who all was over there?
It was him, his kids, and the boy, the friend, the brother, or the friend brother, Tio.
Okay.
So
So when you say him, do you mean Kwame and his kids?
yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay, so it was Kwame. He got 2 kids, girl and a boy,
Mm-hmm.
and then it was Tio. I asked him. I did ask him. I was like, "What Kent?" He said, "Kent left. Kent was gone." He was like, "He told me bye." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And I had asked my sister earlier today. I was like, "You seen Kent?" She was like, "Oh, when I talked to Kent, he said he was at work. He was doing a job." I was like, "Oh, okay." That's why I ain't hear from him today. Because I literally, if I used to see him out there, I would literally speak to him.
Okay.
He'd give me the biggest hug, just make me laugh. So he was a cool person.
Okay. Did you, like, text or call Kent or anything like that?
No, I didn't have Kent on.
Okay. You were just talking passing.
Mm-hmm. Like, it was just like, if I seen him, I would talk to him. Or when my friend came, he'll come outside and talk to you if he was over there.
Okay.
But other than that, no. I just never had,
Okay. So it was just Kwame, Tio, and Kwame's kids, because Kent was supposedly had left.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know, like, where he was supposed to be going or at what time he left or anything like that?
I don't know. Okay. Let me see. I couldn't say what time he left. I just know when I asked him was when we was on that phone call.
Okay.
The time you got.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I asked him. So by then he was already gone.
Okay.
But the reason why, when I was talking to Kwame told me the only reason why he was even able to hear his brother was because he was in the kitchen cooking his stuff. He was like, all he heard was him saying body, body. And then what made him go out the door.
B-O-D-Y or B-O?
Like body, like B-O-D-Y.
Okay.
Because he's short.
Okay.
So he was like, that's how he ended up hearing, because I asked him.
Okay.
How did you even, because I asked him, I was like, how did you even know he was back there? He was like, because he was yelling my name and I heard him through the window. I think he said he heard through the window.
Okay. Do you know, like, you didn't hear any of that? You just heard?
No. Because I was too busy at the time trying to figure out what the yelling part was. Like, I panicked. Like, I don't know. I just got this thing where I just, like, yelling just, it makes me panic.
Yeah. Like adrenaline.
I'm there because I was in a domestic situation.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So that's why I stayed. And it threw me for a loop when I heard him yelling on the phone because I knew someone right. I just didn't know what was until I went there.
Okay. So after the pop and y'all kind of were like, oh, that's a gunshot, is when you heard the yelling?
It was, yeah. Because I had already asked him about the car. It was the pop. And then it's me running. I'm trying to get over.
You say ask him about the car?
Yeah.
What did you?
Because, I was like, when I was playing with these, what I was saying was like, it was a car.
Oh, the black car.
Yeah, that was on top of the hill because I was asking him who car it was. Because, like, I've been here for so long. He's like, I know certain cars and certain cars I don't. Because it be newer cars that come in. I was just trying to figure out why I was just sitting up there at the top of the circle like that.
So,
Because it went, okay, we got a circle.
if this is that main road and then this is Zebulon, it has that little, like, roundabout thing right there, and y'all's house is, like, right here.
Right.
Are you talking about this circle?
So, if this is our house,
Mm-hmm.
this is my main house, this is my house. Go back this way, the circle, the tree, the sign, and the car was like in the loop, like here where I could see the tail, like in a little bit that way.
Okay, like at the house is kind of like right here.
Yeah.
In front of it.
Like, no, it was a little bit back from the house in front of it, so it could have been,
Right here.
yeah, about right now.
Okay. I'm tracking. And you don't remember like seeing anybody get in or out or whatever.
That's why I was looking like, who did it? Because I didn't see nobody get out. And, you know, the whole time I'm out the window looking at D playing, I'm still also looking at this car because I'm like, I don't know where the car came from, who it is.
Okay.
Like, it ain't nobody for me.
Okay. I'm gonna step out and see if Detective Lister wants to ask you any questions or anything like that. But I'll be right back. Okay.
All right, that's fine.
So I do have a few more questions, if that's all right. Okay. So when you heard the pop, I know you said it sounded like maybe it was a firework. Do you know like how like far away it sounded like it was?
I thought the pop was like far away. I was like, that couldn't have been close to us. I said, because if it was close, I was feeling like, okay, I know I didn't heard a gunshot. I stayed, look where I stayed. It's a bad night. When we normally hear a gunshot that's close to my apartment, you gonna hear it like, it be loud. The pop that I heard was not loud. That's why I originally was like, I said gun because 9 times out of 10, if you hear a pop out there, it's either a gun or fireworks. But my first thought was like a gun. So then, like, I kept like going back in my head, like, was it close? Was it far? But it didn't sound close.
Okay. Do you remember hearing anything like specifically happening before the pop, like in the background or anything like that?
Like, what you mean?
Like, you heard in the background like where he was like cooking, like little noises like that. Did you hear anything like that that stuck out to you, like right before or right after hearing the pop?
No, it was just the cooking. And he was talking to them kids. He was talking to his kids. And like I said, I was getting on him. I was still also at the same time playing with D. So it was like we were just talking, but I was also playing. I was like, hold on, let me tell D to get away from my porch. But I'm at the same time still playing, but I still got the phone up to my ear like this. So I can really still hear everything.
Okay. Do you know sort of like what Kwame and them were doing like throughout their day?
I know that was at work.
Okay.
Because he was telling me he was like, yeah, I've been at work with my brother all day. I was like, okay, so him and Kent were together earlier. They worked.
Okay. Do you know what time they got off of work? Like, did y'all text at all or anything like that?
No, because I ain't talked to him till later on that night.
Okay. Do you know?
I was like, what you been doing all day?
Okay. Did you hear like any arguing or anything like that, like in the background throughout that phone call?
No, the only thing that happened, like I said, it was noise where I consider it wasn't even arguing. It was him talking to his kids.
Okay. So you only remember him talking to his kids and
He was talking to his kids. And then you could hear witch call in the background on the phone. Then you heard pots and pans.
Teo in the background or Tio in the background?
Yeah.
Do you know like what Tio was saying?
No, I wasn't paying. I didn't hear what he was saying. I just know I heard him on the back, like, talk. And, like, I don't never ask about Tio. I just heard him. And I'm like, I'm still asking what you doing, but I'm still playing all at the same time. Like, everything I was doing was, like, playful. And, like, I ain't expected it all.
Okay. So you said you don't talk to Tio. Is it like you're just closer
Like,
to
no,
Kent than Tio?
it ain't that I don't talk to him. Like, we cool. Like, of course, if he talk to me, I talk to him. We speak like that. Tio just quiet. Like, he ain't as playful as we is. Like, he playful. He'll get out there and play with it because he did it before me. He just a chill person. Like, he real cool.
Okay. What do you think of him?
I think he is a person. Like, I knew Tio in school. Like, I was cool with, like, his brothers and stuff. Like, I grew up with them Tio. But I always knew Tio.
Okay. Like, what do you think about like his personality or anything like that?
I ain't never had no problems with T.O. Like, we always been friends. Like, I consider T.O. a friend. Like, he's a good person. Like, I don't know, like, his personal life, but from me knowing him, he's not a bad person. I can't tell you what other people think about him. I just know what I think about him. You get what I'm saying? So,
Okay. Have you heard like anything specific about him?
no, other than he's like a mag. Like a lot of women, but
Okay.
is he?
Um, do you know like if there was any bad blood lately between like anyone over there?
No.
Maybe, like,
They get along. Like, the best way to describe them is like brothers, literally. Like, they do everything together.
like the three of them?
No, not the three of them, big T.O. and Kwame, and then sometimes we can't. Like I was telling you, like, we neighbors. So when we come outside, we go outside and chill with them.
Yeah.
We don't try to start nothing, no mess or anything. We try to stay to ourselves. And like, I even cooked on the grill recently this week. T.O. and Kwame came back later, but Kent, the whole time we was in the back cooking on the grill. Me and my sister, we listening to music and stuff like that. We drunk a little bit, and that was it. Like, no arguing. It was never no fighting with them boys at all.
Okay. Do you think Tio and Kwame were closer than Kwame and Kent?
You can say, because T.O. and Kwame always been best friends.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They best friends. But Kent always spoke good of T.O. He never said nothing bad. Like, even the conversation we was having, like I told you, I knew about the split up with him and his wife, like they was going through that. But he never spoke bad about people. Like, Kent really did. And like, even when it came to T.O. and his brother, he was like, no boy get on my nerve, but I love him. He never said anything bad against him.
You know, like, obviously, like, everything that's going on with the separation and everything like that.
Now, I don't know that he just was telling me more so like on a friend of like, so he was like, so I'm going through it. He was like, I'm going through a separation, and he did tell me like most of it was his fault. And he was like, he's just love his wife though. He did say that. And we just used to talk about everything, and I broke down to him, and you know, I was like, since you trusted me to tell me that, I'm gonna trust you to let you know like why I'm here is because of domestic violence. I said I went through that, and I know how it is. I said that it takes a man to walk away from something without hurting somebody.
Yeah.
And that was like really the conversation we had. He told me, he was like, you got a good head on your shoulders. Like, he was not like, Kent was the type of person, he spoke life into you. Like, even when he was down, he still spoke life into you. Like, I have nothing bad to say about him.
Was he like in like a good place or a bad place? Like, where was he at? You think
I know he
lately?
said, like, he feeling what hurt about the situation, but he still was, like, in a good place because he was still happy. He was still jumping. Like, I don't know.
Has he ever said anything about like wanting to hurt himself or hurt anybody else or anything like that?
No.
Not to you.
Not hurt himself.
Okay.
Not to me. He just was, I told you, like, the moments we spent was happy. It was, everybody was around.
Yeah.
Like, my kids and all this stuff.
Can you think of anybody that would have had bad blood with Kent?
I don't know what to say. I don't know his personal life, like, at all. Like, okay, so it was an incident that happened one day that we was out there. And with that incident, like, everybody apologized. It was just like a whole bunch of yelling. Everybody apologized. And it wasn't with him and his brother. It was with other people who weren't even in the neighborhood and stuff.
Can you tell me about that?
But it was more so of me. But Kent was like, calm down. Like, he was not in no bad space. Like, he was just like basically trying to keep me calm. Like, don't do that. And stuff like that. And even Tia was like, bro, you know, they were trying to get it where we weren't going to fight. But it wasn't them doing anything bad. That's why I say they ain't bad people. I haven't seen anything bad from them. I don't see them argue. I don't hear them argue. And like I told you, me and Kwame be on the phone. I don't hear it from them.
Okay. So, how often is Tio around?
Tio always around. Like,
Always.
he might come in the morning time and leave at night. And then like, okay, let me see. Like the days when Kent would babysit, like Tio and Kwame would be together. They'll come home. That was it. Like sometimes the mother used to drop them off over there. Sometimes she used to pick them up.
Tio's mom?
Yeah, Tio. She'll come drop them off, pick them up, or same with Kent. Like sometimes his mom drop them off, pick them up.
Okay. Have you ever seen anyone with a gun in that family?
No, I haven't seen no gun at all. And I don't even like guns, so you bring a gun around me, I'm gonna panic anyway.
Okay. So you've never seen Kent with a gun?
No,
Have you ever seen Kwame with a gun? What about Tio?
no.
No. Okay. Um.
Cause like I'm telling y'all, like we used to be outside playing with kids,
Mhm.
so I never seen no gun. That's why I don't know. Like what have happened to Kent? But from my understanding, when we outside playing and you wrestling with kids, ain't no way you got a gun on you.
Mhm.
It's gonna fall out. Obviously, it's gonna fall out. Cause we are rough. Like we wrestle. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
no,
Okay. Um. Where the conversation when did you have the conversation with Kwame today?
it was early. I told him I was like, it was early in the morning. Then I called him. I was like, well, you know I gotta go in and talk to the detective. He was like, okay, go talk to them. I was like, all right, I will. Like it wasn't that bad. I told my sister. She texted me. I was like, I gotta go in and talk to the detective. I was like, I really gotta drop my kids off, but I probably won't have time because I'm trying to make it on time.
Mhm.
So I talked to him right before I came, and this morning at 11:27.
Can I?
Yeah, I ain't mean to call him. I'm sorry, but I called him today. So these are the times that we spoke to each other. 11:27.
Okay. Can I
This
click
him.
on it?
You can take a picture if you want to. So it's 11:27, 11:20. No, this is a council call.
Okay.
Cause I told you like he just been crying. Okay, and then did him.
It's the 136.
And then I talked to him right when I got here. I was like, I'm here. I'll call you later. Cause he kept calling me. And it's like, my sister just sent the text like, my man just made a phone call. Cause he talked to my sister too.
Okay.
But the only thing that he been saying on the phone is like, I don't know what happened. And he just keep crying. And it's like, what can you tell somebody who brother died and you don't know what happened? I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, I can comfort you. But honestly, when my mom died, my birth mom, it was nothing nobody could tell me to make me feel better. I had to feel better on my own.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say to him. All I know is, like I told him, I'll be with you. I'll be a friend. That's all I can do.
Okay. So with you having, been talking to him when it happened and after it happened and all that good stuff, would you be willing to let us do like a download of your phone to save the?
Oh, you can download anything I got my phone.
We just have to fill out a consent form, and all it would do is just save the dates for us of like when y'all were talking and how long you were talking and like all of that good stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay. How is that a new phone, an older phone? How long have you had that phone?
I ain't been phone for like a long time.
Okay. So sometimes it takes a couple hours.
So what you want me to do? Come back and get like BBQ?
Yeah, is there you said that was your sister out there or your cousin?
No, the oldest child. This is my child.
The older girl, the one that I thought was you?
Yeah.
Okay. Does she have a cell phone?
Oh no.
Okay.
I don't know how y'all can contact me. I can just come back up here or
Okay. Let me go get that form and we'll fill it out, and I'll ask the person that does it about like all of that good stuff.
this cool.
Hmm.
My sister just called. Just in case I heard me on the phone.
So the guy that does it is gonna leave in an hour, so we'll hook it up and see if we can get it done within the hour.
Okay.
If not, I'll just have to stay hooked up.
Well, see, that's the only thing that become a problem because my mom's in the hospital. And I don't got no other way to
How
contact her or her nurses or nothing.
can you look up the storage on your phone?
Yeah. Well, I'll give y'all my passcode. So I do. I don't know how to.
I'll do it quick.
See, I do got an Apple Watch, but it's not charged, and I don't ever use it, so I don't know. Anyway,
Is it
it
like do you
works.
pay for service?
I used to, but now it's just Wi-Fi, so it
Okay.
probably won't connect.
What's the password?
It's 120894.
120894.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Says
So it look up. What about to look up? Deleted messages?
it is the entire thing. It's just what we want it for is sorry, I said iPhone storage. My brain can't do two things
I
at
want to
once.
say I don't delete it.
If you put your name and then fill out that part, and I'll sign as your witness. It's 88 gigs, so it might take a minute. But it basically like with your cell phone, there's a whole bunch of data that's always stored. Like when you open an app, when you make a phone call, that sort of thing, and the download is just going to tell us those facts essentially,
So,
and then
like,
keep it to where
not my
like
pictures and
it'll do your pictures, but that's not what we're going to be looking at. Like we're not interested in what you've got in your phone that's your personal business. We're interested in stuff that's like related to this case.
oh,
And we'll put it in airplane mode, okay?
here it is. Can I sign here, please?
It'll be 309 on 623.
Six 23.
Yeah, well, 2323 because today's the 23rd.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'll go give this to him to get it hooked up real quick. And then, let's see, I'll try to brainstorm on the best way to get it back to you. It's 88 gigs.
That's the capacity on it.
That's how much is on there. Are you good to like stick around for like the next like hour or so before that guy leaves to see where your phone is at that point?
Yeah.
Or like come back within the next hour at least to check on it, because I think he leaves at 4. And he took it to pick it up, so that's when we'll know.
Let it work out because see, I'm power of attorney over my mom.
Okay.
And I just know the nurses called, but they probably won't do like a update till later on. Okay. So
Okay.
that's why I kind of was telling you around 6 because I really wanted to see like what they all they had going on. But it's okay.
So when you went over there and you said that it took you a second to see him on the ground, did you see a gun?
No, it wasn't no gun I was looking for because the lady on the phone was like, "Is there a gun around?" I literally was looking for a gun. I said, "There's no gun around." I looked on the other side of the key. Wasn't a gun.
Okay. Did you see Tia with a gun?
I see nobody had a gun. Tio was
Okay.
in when I went to the bed.
Mhm.
Tio was in the bed,
Okay.
looking down at him. And then he's like, "It ain't even no blood on him, bro." I was like, "It is blood on him. It's on his hand." But that was after he told me to shine a flashlight.
Is that the only place you saw blood was on his hand? And
When I first looked, yeah.
okay.
But once I looked over and shined that light, like right here, that's when you seen
The blood coming out.
Yeah, you seen it coming out.
Did you see blood on anyone else that was there?
No. T.R. had on a white shirt that night and a yellow hat, I remember.
Okay.
T.R. ain't had no blood on him. I was too scared to touch him. I never touched him until the only time I touched him is when I started looking around, like moving his shirt to see if I seen the blood. I never put my hands in the blood at all. Like, once the blood, like when we seen like literally how much blood it was when she came with the Hannah came with the plastic bag. But she was like, the plastic bag will do something when you got a wound to the cheek.
So we know that a gun was there, and if it's not there when you get there, it's not there when we get there, and so we know somebody did something with it. What do you know about that?
I don't know nothing about it. I was on the phone the whole time. Nobody went, I'm telling you. And I don't have to lie because one, I got too many kids. And then I take care of my mom. I can't do that. When I went out that door, I'm telling you now, it was no gun. I even told the lady on the phone, I was like, "Ma'am, it's no gun." When the police came on, I said, "Sir, it's no gun." I never seen a gun.
Okay.
With someone.
Did you, obviously you're saying you never seen a gun, so I think you just answered it. But did you see a gun after the fact? Like, have you seen a gun since it happened?
No, I haven't seen a gun at all, whatsoever. I didn't even know, let me tell you something, I didn't even know that a gun was involved until I talked to his brother.
Okay.
But still then, I'm like, I never seen a gun. His brother, I never seen one either. I didn't see no gun out there. Let me tell you what I looked at. We had the little things that come up that we hang gloves on. Kent was up here. I was looking around for a gun. I never seen a gun back there.
Okay. Have you heard anyone saying anything about what could have happened, what they thought happened, what they saw happening?
All we heard was, and this is from people like, cause somebody got arguing on Facebook, like, "Oh well, he killed himself."
Okay.
I asked the brother, like, "Did he kill himself?" He was like, "Well, I don't know what he did."
Okay.
And he just keep crying, like, 1 minute he ain't saying nothing, next minute he crying. But I never seen him at all whatsoever.
Okay. Is there a reason they're saying that he killed himself?
I don't know why they said it. I just know that when everybody was, the girl, when I was reading the post, that's what they said. And it was another girl under there arguing. I knew the family for the son family. That ain't what he did. He said he wouldn't do that to himself.
Okay. Did Kwame tell you what to say or not to say before you came in?
No. And like, I wouldn't even have told you if they would have came. I wouldn't even never told you that I talked to the boy. Like, we ain't been dating that long for me to even play them type of games with you. I can't lose what I have for nobody.
Okay. Did anybody tell you what to say or not to say before you came in?
No.
Okay. So thank you for coming in. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
The cell phone, if you want to, he leaves at 4. We'll see where it's at. If you want to come back around 4, If I'm down here, my desk phone will not ring. So you can also tell
How do you pronounce your name?
Nally.
Nelly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't know why I was calling you Nelly. You don't even have a T in it.
But you can ask the front desk lady to call Detective Lister. Since my phone, you won't have my cell phone number to call me since your phone's here. So you can have her call his desk phone whenever you come back to check on it. If y'all don't just hang out in the lobby.
Okay, most likely well, I don't have my phone, so
Or does anybody that's with you have a phone?
not like it's Wi-Fi. Like,
Okay.
I might download a text me on my cell phone and try to see if I can contact y'all that way. But I don't know, none of my kids have a phone.
Okay. If you want to do that, you can. Or when you come back, you can just get with the front desk lady and tell them to call Detective Lister's desk phone. Because mine's up somewhere else. It's not down here.
Okay.
Do you have any questions for me?
The question I want to ask you, I can't ask you because I know I can't get the answer from you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
What happened?
that's to be honest, that's what I want to ask, that I know how it works, and I know you can't tell me that it just bothers me bad.
Okay. Is there anything that I didn't ask you about that you think I should know or you want me to know?
No, like I told you anything that I could possibly know about them at all. And I mean, Kent, Quamain, and Tia. I don't, nothing else I can tell you.
Yeah. That's
And I'm
no
sorry.
guns, no bad blood, no issues.
No. Like, I wish I could tell you something. So y'all wouldn't have to do all that work. But I don't know nothing. Like, I don't know nothing other than what I have told you.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you coming in, and we'll see what we can do about the phone and all that stuff. But I'll look you up front.
All right.
I think up front closes at 5. Yeah. Most of us leave by 4 though. But I'll probably try to stay around a little bit afterwards if it's not done by 4 when y'all come back to check on it.
Okay, so you want me to come? What time is it?
It is 3:22.
You want me to come? Exactly 5.
So you can come back at 4 because Harrison leaves at 4, and he's the one that can do all of that stuff. But if it's not done by then, and if all I have to do is unhook it, then I'll hang out till 5 to see if I can do that if it's done by 5.
No, you got to pay it on.
Okay, thank you.
Detective Lister, this Agent Mary Crawley. So I appreciate you coming in voluntarily and speaking with us, okay? The big thing today is I want to cover what happened that night, what you remember, and just tell me, basically the events of the night, okay? Would you be able to tell me, so when did y'all had said that y'all worked a job together that day, right?
Yes, sir.
When did y'all get back?
Around between 5 and 6.
5 and 6 p.m.? Okay. What happened after that, if you could kind of tell me and move through it?
Trying to reflect back on that day. We had got back from the job with him. When we got back, I had took T.O. home to bathe, change clothes. And my brother like, well, it's okay if I bathe and change clothes. I'm like, no problem. So I took T.O. home, bathe and change clothes. And, we had left out for a while. his chain closed, went back to my house. I got in the shower myself, chain closed. And then I think we had left back out. We did. Until I had left back out, my brother was there. My kids had got there. My mom had brought my kids from the Boys and Girls Club. So my brother was there with, watching the kids.
Okay.
And so I had got back home. I can't remember what time we got back. But we had been there. Me, him, and T.O. and the kids upstairs. And we had been there for a little while. T.O. was in there cleaning the shoes. I was making sure my kid had bags and everything. Ate. So my brother was still in there. I had went upstairs, made sure my kid had bags. All of them had bags, so we just sitting downstairs, just having a normal conversation, you know. And then once my kid had, my other girl was the last one to get in the shower, so I made sure they got in the shower, they had ate or whatever. So I was upstairs finna get to go use the bathroom. My brother had came in there and sat on the bed, and we were talking about the job. He was just telling me that he should have charged the person more because it was a big old job that we did, and we did it out in the rain or whatever the case may be. And he was like, so I just feel like I let her down because we could have got way more for doing that job than what we got paid. I'm like, bro, ain't no big old issue or whatever. I'm like, man, I just understand you. Yeah, I need some money at the point in time. So we did the job or whatever. I said, shit, I just did it because you really wanted to do it. And so we did it. I went to the bathroom. After he said that, I was like, bro, ain't no big old issue or whatever. So I went in piss. And he had went downstairs. And so I just walked back from my kid room. So they were laying down by the TV at that point in time. So I went in it downstairs and I was in the kitchen finished cooking me some noodles and boiled eggs. And T.O. was still sitting in the living room washing the shoes off or whatever. So I had to put the noodles in the pot and put the eggs on the stove. I put the eggs on the stove first. And then he walked in the kitchen like, bro, I'll be right back.
Who's he?
My brother can't walk in the kitchen like, bro, I'll be back. But he ain't say if he would come back. What time frame you come back, he would come back. No. So I ain't think no more about it. I'm thinking like he gone. He probably gonna come back later or he probably would come back in the morning because he used to be the one to watch the kids. And so yeah, look, we went out the back and look, I don't know exactly where it went because I didn't try to see if he actually gone or whatever. So me and Tia was in there. I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone with my Glory at the point in time. So me and her was on the phone. And I was cooking. T.O. was on the phone with his friend girl or whatever. So we both was on the phone. I got put my noodles on the stove at the point in time. My boiled eggs already in there. So I went back upstairs and had a long conversation with the kid. Well, I didn't go right upstairs. I was talking to Glory. And then, we were just talking whatever. And I went back upstairs. Probably about 7-8 minutes after he had been gone. I went back upstairs. I was in there just messing with my son or whatever, just talking to him. Me and my son were talking about him playing football. I had just changed at school that day. So he was talking about that, what team I'm playing with now or whatever. So I was just explaining to him who we wanted to play for football.
Okay.
So after a while, I heard like a gunshot from the distance. It didn't sound close. It didn't sound like it was in the exact circle that we was in. So he was like, man, all right. What do you think? It was a shot that was trying to, I don't know where my brother was at the point in time when I heard that first gunshot. So I don't know if he could have been outside or where that first gunshot came from. So I just told him, so I was like, just let out, man. Like, on the camping, you know. So I went in there and peeked in my little girl room. She was in there on her phone, but she was about asleep, though. She was going out. I ain't even met with her because she got really tired before she got in the tub. So, it went back downstairs. I was still on the phone with Gloria at that point in time. I had told her, after I heard it, I was like, come outside. She was like, I'm cooking too. Yeah. So, we didn't go outside. We normally used to be outside, just talking, kicking it. Me, her sister, her friends, and stuff like that. We used to be on the front porch, just talking. Me, her, Kent, you know what I'm saying? When he come over, I always be out there in the front, just talking. You know, sometimes we might take a few shots or whatever. So, I went back in the kitchen. I had stirred my noodles up, I had cracked my boy head and stuff. My auntie was still sitting in the living room. He was on the phone at the point in time. So I had poured the noodles in a bowl. You know, poured the water out for the poured the noodles in the bowl, cracked my egg, put the eggs in the bowl too. So I was on the seasoning on the food, and salt and pepper. So I was stirring my bowl up, and I was headed toward the living room with the bowl. Once I got to the living room with the bowl, and I heard a closer gunshot. Then split second, I did hear my name 2 times. She called my name 2 times. And at the point in time, I ain't thinking like he would hit or he would die. So I put the bowl on the sofa. Me and Tito ran out the back door. When I ran out the back door, I just ran straight to my brother. Like, hey, you know, he couldn't talk. He was trying to talk to me, but he was showing me where the wound was at. The words weren't coming out. His mouth moving, but the words weren't coming out. But when I first came out and ran to him, like I was on the phone with Gloria still. I like, just call the police. I'm gonna call my mom, please. You know, so she was coming through my front door. Like after he showed me her eyeball and I couldn't see it, I just shot back in the house and Gloria coming through my front door. And she went out there with him. She was on the phone with the dispatcher at one time, and there was a lady come running up trying to help her. I think she was like a Muslim lady, and a few more people came. But I'm on the phone with my mom, and she was panicking, so I'm just trying to keep her calm while we was on the phone so she can just make it up because I'm already devastated from the situation. But once he showed me where he would hit it, like he was going out, he was arms were just flowing by his side. And I know Tio came out behind me, but you know, I wasn't paying attention to what was going on at the point in time. I was just watching my brother and Gloria come through the door. And then, like, when I was on the phone with her, she was coming through my door. She was on the phone with dispatch. I was on the phone with my mom, so I just went to talk to her because she was talking to the dispatch people. And they were telling her what to do. So I was on the phone with my mom. I came back out. I tried to go back out. I see the lady just working on my brother, like a Muslim lady. She was just helping him. She was doing everything that the dispatch people were telling her to do. For as like put pressure on it, with what they see and with anything out there when they got there. I was right there. And then like I just told her I can't see it. I don't want to see no more. Like I just don't want to see it. And then I went up, stayed with my kids, and they was already in the hallway. I came and hugged me tight like that. I can't, my son, like, Dad, I can't sleep. I don't want it, I can't sleep. And he was like, I heard a gunshot. My daughter came out of the room. She was crying. And then, I don't know if they just crying because they thought I was hit or something. But when I came out, they hugged me tight like that. I'm like, everything gotta be okay, just calm down. I was just So it happened so fast. At one time, man, I don't know where anybody else was because I just tried to be up for my kids till my mom got there. And I was pacing. And, my kids were with me. I just told them, y'all just put on some clothes. They put on some clothes. And, y'all just be right here with me. So I was out on the front porch. I walked out on the front. I walked back into the back just to make sure everything okay. Got the paramedics having a ride. It was never officers there. So me and my kid went back to the front porch. We never went back to the back. And a black officer, I was just talking to a black officer. I want to say Officer Lane at the point in time. He was asking me that I know who could have possibly did it. And I was like, I don't know. I don't have no idea. He was asking me, did I know if my brother would be from anybody? I said, I don't know if I can't really tell you because he never showed me signs of it. That he had a problem with anybody. We had been together all day. And I'm like, and the whole time being around me, I ain't seen him arguing with nobody. I ain't seen him really on his phone. But I do take you back. Before he walked out the door, I knew he was texting as he walked out the door. But I don't know who he was texting at the point in time. I did see him texting, but I didn't really look into it phone. But so I was out talking to the police at the point in time. My kid was right on the porch. My mom had pulled up by that time. And I seen the fire rescue people pulled up. But it just, everything happened. I know Tio had it, like, I seen him walk off. And, he walked off, went like toward the front of that building. I was on the front porch. I don't know where he went. He came back.
Okay. And what did y'all do after that?
After that, we stayed out in front. We was outside for a while because my brother, a lot of relatives just putting up. So we was out in the front for a while. We was standing on the front porch. I was talking to them, but I was just walking up, asking me questions and stuff. And like I told him, I just don't have no idea if you had any problem with somebody or what the case may be. I said, I knew I just heard 2 gunshots. I know I heard one from a distance. I know I heard one close up. And so we were just out there for a while. Then a relative was like, we just gonna head to the hospital because you're going into emergency surgery. So I was like, I ain't in a condition to drive. I just went in a condition to drive. So I was like, well, I'll take you to be with your family. Everybody had already pulled off, except for my brother Trey. He was like, well, I'm gonna take the kid with me, because he got kids at his house. So he was like, I just take the kid with me. And I'm like, all right, I'm just going to head to the hospital with my mom. Well, the rest of the relatives over there. But my brother turned back around, was like, bro, he died in surgery. And I was just trying to calm me down. T.O. was just trying to calm me down. He was devastated from it. And we went up to the hospital. I got my key to right by my door. We went up to the hospital. My brother said we can take the key. So me, Doris, and T.O., we rolled up to the hospital. And we stayed at the hospital for a while. And when I came back, I seen that they was in my apartment. And I already knew it. And I don't know why they in my apartment. I don't know why I ain't brought it.
When you say they,
Obviously,
police were at your apartment?
yeah. So I just let them search it. I ain't try to go up there. I ain't try to stop them. And then I went to my mom. I was with my mom. already know she couldn't take it. We already lost a sister. It's tragic.
Okay. And is that when Detective Johnson made contact with you?
Yeah, he came out to my house.
Okay. Spoke with you there. Okay. And what you're telling us now, is that what you told Detective Johnson that night? Okay. So that night, you said the first gunshot that you heard, where were you in the house?
I was upstairs.
Upstairs.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you said that you had heard a second gunshot.
Yeah, that was when I was coming out of the kitchen. I still had turned the corner by the refrigerator. I had the bowl, I just took a bite. And then when I heard the shot, and he called my name, both me and Tio jumped up.
Okay.
Tio jumped up. I was standing up, so I just put my bowl down.
So you were carrying your food over into the living room.
Yeah.
That's when you heard it. How, if you could describe the sound to me,
It
just
sounded
so.
like it was an echo, like in between the building. It didn't sound like it was just like right at my back. It sounded like it was right at, like right inside. It echoed loud.
Okay. You had said like between the buildings.
Yeah, I knew what it sounded like. It sounded like it had an echo to it.
Yeah.
So it sounded loud, real loud.
Okay. And then what did you do from there when you had heard the sound?
When I heard the sound, I put my bowl down. When I heard the gunshot, I put my bowl down. And because I heard him call my name, he said my name twice. So once he said, when the shot went out, within the split second, he was yelling my name. He said my name twice.
Okay. And what name was that? Because you have a nickname, right?
Yeah, Body.
Body?
Yeah.
Like B-O-D-Y?
Yeah, B-O-D-Y.
Okay.
He said that twice. And that was me and T.O. both exited back. And when I exited back, I seen him. And I just ran straight to him. Tried to see could he give me some information. Like, could he talk? But when he was talking,
Yeah.
it wasn't nothing coming out. His mouth was moving. It wasn't nothing coming out. So I was just trying to tell him, because he was breathing so hard, I was just trying to tell him, like, just slow down, slow down. I'm breathing so fast that he looked like he was losing air.
Yeah.
And then when Gloria was coming through my front, and like I just went back through the house, and Gloria was coming out on the phone with dispatch. And they were telling her what to do.
So Gloria was coming in and you were coming back inside?
Yeah.
Okay.
I seen her like a lady was running up, Muslim lady,
Mm-hmm.
and she was coming up to help. And just, I go look, because I was on the phone with my mom. I was calling my mom, telling her what was going on.
Okay.
She went to panicking, so I was trying to keep her calm, telling my little niece to just keep her calm and just drive her here.
Yeah.
And then I called my brothers, and I was just telling them to make it to my house.
Okay. Who got out the door first, you or Tio?
But I ran out the door first and ran straight to camp.
Okay.
And he was showing me where he was shot at. Like he hit on right here on his chest.
Okay.
And then he was just like fading out.
When you had heard the shot, could you hear anything else?
After I heard the shot, the only thing I heard was my name. That's the next thing that I heard.
That's the only thing you heard.
Yeah, after that last shot I heard, that was close, I heard my name twice.
Okay.
And that's when me and T.O. both ran out the door. Like he was right behind me.
Okay. You said he was trying to talk, but he couldn't.
Yeah.
Did you see anything outside? Anyone? Anything?
Not at the point in time, because I was trying to see what he was saying to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried to read his look, but I couldn't understand it.
Yeah.
I was trying to tell him just slow down on breathing. He was breathing so hard, like especially that head back, trying to just breathe. I'm telling him like, bro, you gotta just stay calm and try to breathe slow. And then I'm calling my mom. She answered, and that when I like stood up and Gloria was coming through on the phone with dispatch.
Mm-hmm. And Gloria, how quickly would you say she came through and came over? Like
Fast.
pretty fast.
Yeah.
Okay. So then it would have been tough. Would have been basically. You said you were coming in the door. She was coming out. So, what was the reason you were coming in?
Cause like I was on the phone with my mom, and like once I told her, I just didn't want to see no more. I was like,
Yeah, but that was a pretty quick transition of phone calls. Then, if you weren't you on the phone with Gloria?
see, when this first happened, when I went out the door,
Mm-hmm.
me and Gloria was on the phone when I first got out to my brother.
Yeah.
But I told her to call 911, and I'm calling my mom. So at that point in time, me and Gloria were hanging up when I was right there with my brother.
Okay.
And she was calling dispatch at the point in time.
Okay.
So I was calling my mom.
Did you tell her to call 911?
Yeah, I told her to call 911 because I was calling my mom.
Okay.
So she already was calling dispatch when I was calling my mom.
Okay. I'm just trying to make sure that I have the times right,
Yeah.
so that I can understand everything. Because basically, by putting everyone wherever they're at certain times and things like that, then it'll help me understand everything that happened.
Yeah.
So, and it seems like the neighbors came over pretty quickly too, right?
Yeah.
How quickly would you say?
She got up pretty fast. Like, by the time Gloria exited the door, the Muslim lady was like coming up the hill. Like she was right there. She had an apartment right behind mine.
Okay.
So she was coming up the hill. Once Gloria was coming out the door, she was coming. And when Gloria was talking to dispatch, she was kind of panicking, but the lady was helping.
So that was pretty immediate
Yeah.
then. Okay. Did Gloria say whether or not she heard anything?
And when we was on the phone, I know me and Gloria was on the phone. She was talking to like a kid that was at her window.
Mm-hmm.
And he was telling her, like, this black car keep riding around in a circle where it never came down. That's what he was telling Gloria. And then when the car came down, it was like the car slowed up right there between me and her building.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, Gloria, they call for you. She was like, hell no, the folk for you.
Okay.
You know, so. And then she was like, right after she said that, that's when I heard the shot.
Okay. And when you were checking on your brother outside, did he have anything around him?
I ain't even lie, I didn't even pay attention. Like, I just went straight for him.
Just straight for him?
Yeah, I went straight for him. And I didn't even look, I didn't even think to look.
Okay.
On the ground. When I seen him, that's all I was just focused on because I'm like, nah, my brother.
Yeah.
Like, not my brother.
Yeah. And based on the injury that you saw and the sound that you heard, did you believe that he had been shot?
Once I seen it.
Yeah. Okay. Did you happen to see a gun at all or anything like that?
I didn't see one. When I went out, I didn't see one.
Okay.
But I know T.O. like, he just got the gun. I said, I know T.O. had, but like, he had the gun.
Okay.
But I was like, damn, if you seen it, you should.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But you came out first, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What was Tio doing?
I was talking to my brother. He was just standing there. And then I seen him like walk on the other side of the building.
Hmm. Okay, so Tio was back
He
there
was back there when I was
with
talking
you?
to Kent.
And you were trying to check on Kent.
Yeah.
And then what did he do?
like Tio was like he was right there. At first he was talking, and then he seen me talking to him. And when he seen me call, I was calling my mom. I had got up, I was calling my mom. So I was going back around, but he went the other way, the opposite way.
Okay. So as you went inside, you said Tio walked around the outside,
Yeah, all the way.
like towards the front?
Yeah, towards the front.
Okay. Did you see him have anything, hold anything,
Nah,
do anything?
I didn't
No?
even see it. Didn't know when he didn't tell me right when it happened.
Okay.
It was like, bro, I just panicked. No, I understood it. I don't know.
Did he tell you that?
Yeah, he told me panic.
Okay.
He just panic. Being like, and now when I've never been in a situation like that. Like I'm like, well, I don't know what to say. I was like, man, like I wish you if you did, but you should have never touched it.
Well, we know he's a convicted felon. Are you?
Yeah, bit for it.
Okay. Kent was
Yeah.
convicted felon? Okay. Um, and what we're trying to figure out is basically, who could have done this. I know you had said that you didn't know of anyone that had a beef with him, but had he expressed to you at all anyone that recently was bothering him?
He never expressed that someone was bothering him, but you know, I done heard words of his wife and her kids had an altercation back in Hallmark,
Okay.
and I don't know, somebody was stabbed for entering a home or where the case may be, and they was saying something about he had an altercation with a guy with dread with no name. So, and I don't heard people saying she know the person name who he had the altercation with, but I don't know the person name. They just with, I don't heard.
And who'd you hear it from?
I don't heard from individuals out in the street, like people just saying that.
Yeah. The thing is if I know people say things on the street, but what helps us is when we're able to figure out who specifically it came from, because then we can check the validity of it. If someone's saying that an unknown person with dreads related to an incident at Hallmark might have had something to do with this, then we'd want to follow up on that. Is there any specific names that you can remember that told you?
I can remember the specific name that told me that we was outside, but I can't remember exactly who said it though. Because a lot of people been giving Mr. Mania's story. So
And that comes with the territory of just
yeah.
rumors and gossip. People want to speak on people, but they don't know anyone involved. So you said you didn't see a gun at all.
Also,
You didn't see. Did you see Tio with a gun at all?
I never seen Tio.
Okay.
I didn't know him.
And you said Tio was inside when this happened,
Yes, sir.
so you don't believe he could have had something to do with this. And it seems like your family was very close, right?
Yeah.
Like everyone very close. Even
Very close.
Tio seemed like
Yeah,
kind of a brother to you and Kent, right?
Yes, sir. I've been knowing Tio all my life. I've been knowing him since we were childhood. I grew up around his grandma. My grandma was one of the oldest ladies in the neighborhood for so many years. And so this is how I knew Tio. I knew Tio through his grandma. I've been knowing Tio, but we really started hanging out since 2012. We just been close buddies, been close friends. I always told him, I ain't got a little brother, so I just treated him like a little brother. All my brother really accepted Tio. We love Tio just like he came out the same womb.
Okay.
That's how we treat him.
Oh, that's good. Who was Tio on the phone with?
He was on the phone with a girl named Ty. I don't know her real name, but he was on the phone with Ty at a point in time because he was cleaning his shoes.
Okay. Um, so I'd like to get back to the gun, man. My thing is I don't believe that you didn't move it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I don't believe that you didn't see a gun. And I'd like to give you this opportunity right now to be honest with me and tell me the truth.
I'm telling you the truth.
Okay. Because the thing here is your brother died.
No,
Okay. He got shot. And it's very serious.
no.
More serious than something like that. Okay. So be honest with me.
Being honest.
Because I've spoken with several people. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And T.O.'s not giving the same story as you. Be honest with me, okay?
Being honest.
And I'll tell you this. For how much you talk about how much a T.O. is like a brother to you,
Yeah.
I'd say this is the moment to actually start acting like that. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Instead of protecting yourself or whatever you're trying to do,
I ain't protecting that.
okay? Because the most important thing here is for us to figure out what happened to your brother.
Yes, sir.
And if you or T.O. are unwilling to do that, then y'all are just dishonoring his name and his memory.
No, I wouldn't
Okay.
do that. They're my brother.
Yeah.
That's all I got, bro.
Okay.
So you really
But I'm
think-
saying what you're feeling right now, that's because you love your brother, right?
I love my brother.
Okay.
I do anything for my brother.
Yes. So tell the truth for him, okay?
I'm telling the truth.
Okay.
Like, I ain't giving you no bullshit.
Did you see a gun when you went out there?
I didn't see one when I walked out there.
Okay, and you're telling me you didn't move that gun.
I didn't move that gun, sir.
Okay, so T.O. just decided on his own to take a gun from the scene of a shooting, walk away and hide it, and then come back to the scene just to chit-chat with officers.
No, T.O. never talked with officers. I was the only one talking to the officer.
Okay.
I was the only person talking to the officer.
Yeah, that's not the one thing that I'm getting at here. The chit-chat part doesn't matter.
Yeah, I understand that.
I'm
But
talking
I get what
about-
you saying that, oh, why would T.O. just get a gun and go place it somewhere and come back? I understand.
Yeah,
this.
his brother just died, right?
See, but
So why would T.O. think in his mind, I need to take a gun from this scene and go hide it?
but what T.O. said, he know my kid was in there. That's what he said. He know my kid was in there. Why
I
would
think
he put a
you
gun-
knew your kids were in there, and I think you knew that you were a convicted felon, and you were scared, and you didn't think that the gun should be there. And then you told T.O. to move the gun for you.
No,
No?
I didn't tell T.O. to move the gun for me.
Not at all?
I didn't tell T.O. to do none of that. I
Okay.
promise you that. I did not tell T.O. to move no gun, sir.
Okay. Did he talk with you about a gun at all?
Did T.O. talk to me about a gun?
Yes.
He told me that I just told you that what he said. He panicked.
He panicked, yes. But I'm saying on scene. Because I know you've talked with him since then.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah,
So he told you that there was a gun.
yeah. He told me
Okay.
that he hit the gun.
Why didn't you tell us that?
Huh?
Why
He
didn't you tell us
me-
that?
At the scene, he didn't tell me that.
I'm saying we spoke with you after
You
the
took
fact.
right after
I
the-
spoke with you when we took T.O. out of your house, and you said you knew nothing about a gun.
Because at that point in time, I didn't know nothing about the gun. Like, I didn't know that he hid the gun. But when you asked me, like, did I know about the gun? I didn't know about the gun. T.O. told me about the gun.
Okay, would you have handled the gun at all, touched it?
No,
DNA wouldn't be on it?
I don't seen the gun before because I know my brother had it.
You know your brother had a gun.
Yeah,
Okay. What type of gun?
I know it was chrome. I don't know the type of gun.
You know it was chrome?
Yeah,
Okay. Did you happen to know what caliber it was?
I don't know exactly.
You don't know?
Okay.
And that was your brother's gun?
Yes, sir.
So Kent owned it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But you're saying your DNA wouldn't be on it?
One time, he left it on the sofa.
Mhm.
When my kid went there, and I sat there, and I was like, damn. So,
Okay.
you were like, oh, my bad, bro.
So one time you touched it?
Yes, sir.
When was that?
Probably like Sunday, Monday he came home.
Okay.
But you really think
Well, I'm not accusing you of murder. What I'm saying is I think you helped move the gun. Okay. And I'd rather just you be honest about that.
I'm being honest.
Because when I test that gun, I'd have a high percentage bet that your DNA would be on it. Okay. And you know DNA degrades over time. So
Yes, sir.
I would think if someone touched it on Sunday or Monday, it may not be there. But I'm going to guess that your DNA is going to be on it.
You know,
Okay.
I'm moving
If you
like
handed
so-
the gun from him, from the scene, and handed it to Tio and said, go hide this, I'd rather hear an explanation on that.
Oh,
Because
no.
the thing is we show up to a shooting, okay? We see someone
I
walk,
left it.
hang on, we see someone walk away from the scene with the gun and hide it, okay? We know that 2 people are inside of the residence. Both are on the phone with other people at the same time. We're getting conflicting stories from all sides. None of it looks good, right?
I understand that.
Okay?
I understand that.
So it's time to just clear things up, to understand things. Because this is a very serious case.
I understand that. I know that.
And
My
you know
family
that.
My family know that. Like, I wouldn't never, if I seen that gun, or I wouldn't even touch that gun. I wouldn't even remove that gun from the scene.
Would your DNA be on the trigger?
No.
Not at all?
No, my DNA shouldn't be on my trip.
Okay, what about the,
I picked the gun up
yeah,
and I gave it to him.
your brother?
Yeah, I gave it to my brother.
Okay. The ammunition inside of it, would that have your DNA on it?
No, sir.
Because that can be tested as well. Okay. Well then, to clarify that and to be able to clear that up, would you be willing to let me swab the inside of your cheeks real quick and get your DNA so that I can clear that up?
Okay.
I can? Okay. Let me get a swab kit, and then I've also got a little consent form for DNA, and it's basically just you saying that you consent to me collecting your DNA, and I can compare it to that, and then I can just check you off as touching it. Okay?
I'll give you that.
No, it's not. He's just talking to you today. We just want, really, I mean, everybody's voluntarily talking, and that's what we're doing today because we're trying to get to the bottom of what happened to your brother.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I understand.
I know that you're in a position where, you know, it's there's a lot of he said, she said going on, a lot of talk in the community, and the only way to get to the bottom of that is to go to the source, right? The people that were there, the people that saw things, heard things, and talked to those people. So it's not, we're not trying to trip you up. That's not what this is about.
Once I talked to Clarissa, yeah, she's saying that none of this is even, I didn't supposed to be getting treated like a criminal.
Do you feel like you're being treated like
Yes,
that?
I feel like
Why do you feel like that?
Because he keep talking about, so you never want to know about a gun. You would have never, I gave you the information.
That's just, you know, we're trying to get to the bottom of the truth. And sometimes when you talk to people and you feel like they're not being truthful, you gotta ask questions. That's all. That's all it really is. It's not.
Yeah, but it's just like you can feel the hypertension into his voice at the end of it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm saying. Like it ain't more of he saying like, was you were there for your brother. It's more like he's saying like, you trying to cover up something for your brother.
Well, I think
and I don't even.
yeah.
Ain't nothing I'm covering up. I went to my brother.
Right.
I tried to talk to my brother.
Right.
I tried to be there for my brother. Like
Right.
why the fuck would I put myself in a situation to not help my brother?
Right. Well, and what he said when he said, I don't think that you murdered him. That's not what we think. But we're trying to figure out why the gun left the scene.
Yeah.
You know, if your brother did this to himself or somebody did it to your brother, why did the gun leave the scene?
Yeah.
You know, it kind of.
That's why I said I wouldn't have never touched it. I wouldn't have never picked the motherfucker up and moved it.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't.
Right.
For what? I don't know what happened. Why would I move it if I don't know what happened? I don't know what happened.
And I think that's what he was saying is, being that you're a convicted felon and Tio's a convicted felon, in that moment, it is kind of like panic, like, oh shit, we don't want to get caught with this gun. You know what I'm saying?
I get that.
So,
I get that. I got
it's
kids.
just-
Like, I won't even
Yeah.
dare bring a gun around my kid.
Right,
Like, that why the day when he had it, my kid wasn't there.
right,
You know, I wouldn't dare put my kids in that situation.
right.
I love them. I just got my kids from
Right.
DFAT. I got my kids. I got 5 kids.
Oh my gosh. How old are they?
My oldest son, he finna be 12.
Okay. That's the one you're talking about, football?
Yeah.
Mhm.
My daughter 10. I got another son the same age. He's 9, maybe 10 in July. I got a 2-year-old, gonna be 3. And I got a 10-month-old girl.
Oh my gosh, little baby.
Yeah.
So about the 12 and 10-year-old are the only ones that live with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got custody. I just got full custody of 2 kids.
Are the others with another mama?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't dare put myself in a situation.
Well, I know they had talked to you or talked to the lady at the DA's office about the forensic interview with them. Did they talk to you about that?
Yeah, she gonna work on that.
Yeah. And that's just so that we can have them in kind of a neutral environment. They're not gonna be talking to police. It's not gonna feel like that to them.
Yeah, I don't see
But-
that. Like I was telling her, like what they already going through. It's been hard. Just working with them. Like, you know, I got them through a situation that mama never notified me of anything but
Yeah.
dealing with defects or dealing with any type of family service thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was at work one day, and you know I had the kids down for the summer, and we went out to eat and everything. You know, 'cause it had been a while since I was able to get them. So we had been down there, and I had got a call from the Department of Children's Services, and they was telling me what was going on. They were asking me that I had any idea about what was going on. And I told them I didn't know nothing about what my mom was going through with the kids, because she had 5 kids herself.
Mm-hmm.
And they was asking me would I be okay with keeping the kids and stuff like that. And I told them yeah, because I've been through parenting classes. I done did that before, due to the fact of being on probation. I was going up to the day before some,
Right.
and we had to take parenting classes and learn parenting skills.
Right.
So I have a certificate for that. So,
Okay.
and the people in the defects in Morgan County helped me get my kids because they knew that I had made a change in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to speak with the lady frequently, and you know she was like, I just want you to. I know you're a good person.
Mm-hmm.
I just want you to be there for the kids because they need somebody special to be there for them.
How long have they been with you?
I've been having my kids for 2 years.
Oh, okay.
And she was like, because the kids don't deserve to go through what they're going through.
Right.
And I told her, I said, man, I just really do want better in my life.
Right.
You know, so I had my kids for a while. And my brother used to always tell me, bro, I'm gonna help you.
Right.
You know?
When you gotta understand that all of that stuff that happened, I know like directly impacts you because of what you just said and how hard you work to get your kids and how what a life you're trying to make for them. So like to have all that stuff happen kind of spins things around like, oh shit, I want to lose my kids, right? Like
now I'm thinking like, I don't want to lose my kids.
right. So I mean, you gotta understand we're not coming here to try to say things. We're just trying to say things bad. We're just trying to make sense of it. And even though in the moment you look back and you're like, oh shit, that was a wrong decision, right? That was not a good decision. In the moment, you did it for your kids, right? Or your, you know, what you're trying to protect over here. And it's not about like we're trying to make you feel like a criminal. We're just trying to make sense of it and kind of understand like what happened in that split second decision. Like I got to do this because I got to protect this. Does that make sense?
I get what you're saying.
Like, there's no malice behind it. That's not what we think happened.
And the reason that we ask for so many details and get so specific is
Nah,
any detail can be helpful.
yeah, it just
You
like
know.
talking to you, it's like you just had went to treat me like a criminal. And
Well, and I'm not trying to treat you like that.
And
But-
I told Clarissa I didn't want to come down here and be treated like that. The lady that working the DA off, I told her like I don't want to go down there and be treated like a criminal for something that I didn't do. I didn't remove no gun. I didn't hurt my brother, and I know I didn't do this stuff.
Okay. And that's what we're trying to figure out. Because the thing is, I wouldn't be sitting here having this conversation with you
I know people
if I
don't say
if I didn't believe that there's more to this than just what we've been told, okay?
Yeah.
If I wanted to jump to conclusions, I would have put warrants on you for something and would have put warrants on Tio and would have just written it off and closed the case out.
Yeah.
Okay? But because we take the time and we care, we want to look into everything. We want to talk to everyone. That's why we're reaching out to so many people. That's why we're following up on everything we are. Okay? My intention here in this interview isn't to make you feel like a criminal. It's that I've had so many people lie to me before and lie to me for so long, even when there's video, there's recordings, there's, just blatant truths that are being overlooked, okay? And the biggest thing here is I know you care about your kids and I know you care about your family. Family is clearly very important to you, okay? And you said several times you've turned your life around, okay? This isn't where I sit down and bring up your past because that's not what this is about. And it's not fair to you if I do that,
I know.
okay?
I know.
Because someone shouldn't just be judged on their past,
Yeah.
okay? And the changes that you're making in your life right now are positive. And it sounds like you're making positive choices for your children as well, okay? But the reason I ask those questions about moving the gun is not to jam you up. It's not to take you away from your kids, okay? It's to understand the truth about what happened during the shooting, okay? Because if I don't have all the facts, then I may not be able to solve the shooting of your brother,
Yeah.
okay? And that's the most important thing here for me.
Yeah.
You've come in here with the goal of telling everything that you know, protecting yourself and protecting your family, okay? Because to you, your family is the most important thing to you. I have a different goal. My goal is to figure out who shot your brother, okay? So it's two different perspectives.
Yeah.
And that's the hard part here, because when we sit here and we talk, we both have different perspectives on things, okay? You could see me as the enemy. I could see you as maybe not being truthful, okay? But that's also something that we can work past.
I don't look at you as an enemy.
Well, and I don't see you as
I
being not truthful. What I want is for you to clear up some things, okay?
Yeah.
So the big thing here is the kids. I know you care about them. I do think that something that would be important and helpful for them, not just us, but for them, would be for them to have that forensic interview. And that's just because those people
Clarissa,
she's going to bring them in.
she's gonna do that. She said she spoke with you about it, and I write them. But
Yeah.
she said that she had spoke with you about it, and something about y'all was gonna work with some people.
The cottage.
Yeah,
They're specifically trained and they're amazing.
yeah. She was
They know-
breaking it down to me.
They know exactly what to do, how to talk to children, and to help them
Yeah.
work past things like this because they may not have seen it,
Yeah,
but the trauma that comes after losing a loved one, that can stay with them for a really long time. So being able to work through that, especially at this kind of age, can be very beneficial for them for the future. Because I'm sure there are plenty of things you can remember when you were little
yeah.
that probably may have been traumatic to you, and you could detail it moment by moment what happened.
Yeah.
Those kind of things stick with us,
Yeah.
and I don't think you would want those kind of things to stick with your children.
Nah,
You
I
know?
keep like
And
I just stay
counseling.
busy with them. Like
They can also offer counseling for them, like after they talk to them and figure out what they heard, saw, whatever. On the back end of it, they will say, okay, like what else can we do to help these kids? It's not just like I'm gonna go interview them. That's not what it's about.
yeah, I
They're-
understand. She Miss Clarissa down in the DA office explained it.
Okay.
She explained it to me a little bit more better with detail. So she was like, she wanted to be there to help me with all that. So
Yeah.
that's why I said me and her will bring them down.
That would be great. Are you still okay with the DNA so that I can basically say you weren't involved?
How we gonna do it?
So the form is here. You can read through it. And here's the pen. But it's up to you. It's voluntary. I just think that it would be helpful because then we can say, okay, he didn't touch it. It was just T.O.
So you said it's a DA?
Hmm.
DNA test?
Yeah, so what it is I take these two swabs, I swab the inside of your cheek, I'll place them inside of this container, I'll seal it up in front of you. I'll initial it, you'll initial it, because both of us witnessed me sealing it, and then I'll send it off to the GBI, and they will compare the DNA to any DNA that was recovered from the gun. And then that'll be able to tell us who touched it. So if you're okay with it, the pen's right there, you'll just sign and then print your name. If you would open your mouth. Sorry. I'm trying my best not to poke anyone, because I know it's uncomfortable.
So you trying to charge me with the gun or something?
No, so what I'm trying to figure out is what happened with the gun, because we've got T.O. telling us one thing and we've got you telling us another.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to figure out is who's telling the truth. Because both of y'all were there, like you said, right? Both of y'all were out there at the same time. So if both of y'all are out there at the same time, one's telling me one thing, another's telling me another, someone's not telling the truth, correct?
Yes, sir.
So I'm trying to figure out why either you or Tio would lie to me about it, right? I'm gonna grab some tape.
So when the college used to.
I mean, I think they can make the appointments pretty quick. So whenever,
You have a number for them?
so just go through Detective Lister and they'll call over there and set it up.
Oh, okay.
Once y'all know what day you can come, they'll just call and get an appointment scheduled, and then y'all just go to the family center that's, what's it called, FPC?
FPC.
Is it located in Athens?
The FPC? It's right up the hill, right here.
Yeah.
So it's not part of this building, it's not part of the precinct at all, it's its own building itself. So they're able to provide those resources to people because I think that with it being separated, it makes it a lot safer of an environment for people to feel like they can go there and talk with people about different things that have happened to them.
Yeah, see, like, only thing about it, I just hate for them to keep having to deal at night. It's just like me, I don't like them.
Well, of course, but think about it this way.
I understand, like,
If they-
want it solved.
If they don't talk about it, do you think that they could maybe relive it every night after that
I
anyways?
was thinking that too.
Yeah.
I was thinking that too. They were me and Clarissa, like, we try to keep them occupied. You know, we keep them doing activity. I go out and play with them, talk to them, and try to help them. Like,
And this may give them an opportunity to be able to kind of like get it off their chest.
they'll be able to get more off.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then that person that's talking to them, like I said, can kind of feel them out, like, and see if they need some extra counseling to work through it. And that way they're not bottling it up inside and you know, letting it bother them, like you said, and having bad dreams about it and stuff.
That's it.
Names the box. Initial.
Well,
Just anywhere on it. Thank you.
I know which buttons. I heard that. Type of detail that really help the kids with, but it's like,
I'm glad she was able to, because it can be a difficult thing to kind of explain, just because, like, you know, I used to work in that unit, but I don't know every single aspect about it. So anyone that works over there, they'll be much more knowledgeable. A lot of victim advocates are knowledgeable about the process as well.
I know my mom, she was like, just take time with them for a minute, like, just, she said, can't nobody be there for them like you right now.
Okay.
She said, I have to be there for my mom. This house, second devastation. You know, my mom lost my sister 2010 to the store. So she was working at the store.
Mm-hmm.
Someone stabbed my sister 33 times.
Oh, wow.
So that's why I said, like, tragic moment for my mom. And trying to be there with her.
Where is Kenton in the like the lineup of your mom's kids?
He's the second oldest. She just lost her two oldest kids.
Okay, so your sister was the
My
oldest,
sister was the oldest,
then Kent.
Yeah.
Okay, then
Then Trey.
okay.
Okay.
So you're the baby.
Yeah. So it's just difficult for her. You know, I wouldn't being there with her every day. She ain't been able to sleep. None of them. You know, we go in at night. She ain't been able to eat. I make her eat. You know, my kids been doing very well. You know, they've been open. They've been talking to Clarissa. You know, she been helping. She did counseling work, so
Okay.
she's very familiar. She's very familiar with them from when I first got them. So she understands what they already been going through, and she understands what we already going through.
Yeah.
So she been out helping.
Y'all are going through a lot.
Yeah. And I just want to be able to be there for my family, man.
Well, this is one of those opportunities, right? You had said before that you had seen the gun before, that Kent owned it.
Yeah.
How long had he been owning it? Did you know?
I don't know how exactly.
Okay. The night that everything happened, did you see Kent with it?
No, sir.
No?
I ain't sure. Wow.
And when you had said earlier that you had handed the gun to him, you had said was it your brother?
Yeah.
Okay. When was that?
Sunday, Monday.
Sunday, Monday? And was it at the couch or?
It was on. He had it on the couch up on the pillow.
Okay.
And I was like, "Oh, bro, the fuck."
Yeah.
He's like, "Damn, my bad."
Okay. Because you didn't want the kids there.
The kid went there. The kid was in Boys and Girls Club.
Okay.
So it wasn't about me and him though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm not trying to. The questions aren't geared towards your kids or anything like that.
Yeah,
It was more of to understand. You said, "Hey, don't do that."
Yeah.
I have children that are in this house sometimes.
Yeah.
That's dangerous.
Yeah.
That's reasonable.
That's what he thought
You
about.
know?
That's why he said, like, "Oh,
Yeah.
damn, my bad."
Like, that's reasonable.
Yeah.
You know. The big thing is talking with T.O., man. He gives a completely different story. Okay. So with him, he's saying that you told him to hide the gun. Okay. And that you had given it to him. So who's telling the truth here? Who's lying?
I ain't tell him to hide no gun.
Okay.
I never told him to hide no gun.
Okay. So why would he hide it?
So he said he panicked. That was his word. Right. I really panicked. He was like, "Damn, I should have just left."
Well, I can understand you should have left it. I mean, that's
That's what I
that
told
would have been
him.
the
Me and my
responsible
brothers
thing to
told
do.
him the same thing.
Yeah.
When he told all that, they were like, bro, you should have left that motherfucker.
Yeah. But you were there with him too, right? And you said that he just walked around the side of the house towards the front.
Yeah, he came to the front.
Okay. But you didn't see him do anything?
No, I didn't see him. Like, I was on the phone. I'm calling all of my relatives.
Yeah.
My brother, my mom.
Was
like,
there a reason you weren't calling 911?
No, it wasn't a reason that I didn't call 911. She was already on the phone with 911.
Gloria was.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
why would I call her? She already talking to her. And I'm right here listening to her, talking to her.
That's fair.
So I was on the phone with my mom because I know how she gonna take it.
Yeah.
So I called my mom. Gloria called 911 for me.
Okay.
I ain't have no problem with calling 911. I would have, but I knew they were gonna try to tell me how to do it, what to do.
Yeah.
And I knew I wanted my mom though. Like, I'm a mom, baby.
So on video, we got video of y'all behind the house too.
Yeah.
Okay. Around the body.
Yeah.
Okay. And I can see T.O. there. I can see you.
Yeah.
I can see Gloria. I can see the lady from across the way that came over to help.
Yeah.
Okay. So I can see all that.
Yeah.
What were you doing at the back door
Yeah.
when he's on the ground and everyone's
I was on
freaking
the
out?
phone. I was on the phone.
Okay.
I was on the phone.
Because it just looked weird
Yeah, I was on the phone.
because you were popping
Yeah,
your head out.
I didn't want to go. I didn't want to go back out.
Yeah.
I kept telling her I didn't want to see it no more.
Okay.
I didn't want to see no more. So I was calling all my brother. I was on the phone with my brother. He was asking me like, bro, what happened?
I can understand it's a traumatic thing and everyone will handle everything differently.
Yeah.
It was just watching it. I was
Yeah.
just like, I haven't seen that before because you're just pop your head out,
I didn't want to see no
you
more.
look, and you come back.
I didn't want to see no more. When he was gassing for air,
Yeah.
I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to see him down.
Okay. And that's fair. But the explanation of, so saying earlier, you said your DNA shouldn't be on it. I mean, is it gonna be on it? Is it not? I mean,
You said,
it's a possibility.
It's
Is that what you're
Monday,
saying?
Tuesday, Monday, between Sunday and Monday, probably possibility my influence gonna be on.
Okay. But you said it won't be on the trigger, won't be on the bullets.
No.
Okay. Why would T.O. lie? I mean, he claims to be your brother, claims to be Kent's brother. Why would he lie to me?
I had no idea, sir. I had no idea.
You know, because the perspective that I get of T.O. is he's kind of been bullied a lot growing up. Gets picked on by people.
Oh, no.
No?
On my watch.
Not on your watch,
Nah,
but does it happen?
I ain't never seen it.
You haven't seen it?
No.
He seems to be the type that just like kind of got pushed around. He seems like a really nice guy. He wants to be around people and just enjoy being with people. He seems to be a really nice person. So that's why it's hard for me to believe that he would just come in here, admit to moving the gun, but then implicate you, his brother of all people. You know.
I ain't seen T.O. get bullied. I ain't never seen nobody make T.O. do something. But
Yeah.
man like that, I ain't never seen that.
But why would he implicate you?
I have no idea, so I can't just sit here and say why a person would do something to somebody.
Or is it because you did move it and you're scared that you're going to lose your kids?
No, that ain't the case.
Because I'm not here to try and take your kids. I'm not here to affect any of that. What I'm trying to figure out is, and we had discussed this a minute
Yeah,
ago.
but see, we keep going
The
back to the
detail-
same thing. I'm not like.
Well, we're getting
I said what
we're
I
getting
had to
back
say.
to it for clarification
Yeah,
because
because you keep going back to the same thing that I already said. Like I already said it. I didn't do it, bro. Like I didn't pressure him to do that. I didn't force him to do that. I didn't make him do that. I didn't do none of that. Like
he
I'm
just-
just through talking about that, bro.
he
I didn't
just
make him
took
do
the
that.
gun
He did it
from
on
the
his
scene.
own, bro. I did not make him do shit. Like I did not make him do it. You keep on trying to make me seem like, oh, you made him do it or you forced him to do it. I didn't make him do shit. He a man of his own. He made a choice. I didn't make him do it. Period. It's crazy, bro. Like you keep trying to make me seem like I would make somebody do something. I wouldn't make him do a damn thing that he didn't want to do. I know I wouldn't have did it.
the issue that I have is that a gun that could have been used to kill your brother was moved from a scene, which is now tampered with the entire scene. Okay, that's my issue.
I understand that. But
Okay.
like I'm trying to say, like you just trying to make me seem like, oh, I made T.O. do somewhere.
That's what I was told by T.O. I'm asking you these questions,
I wouldn't dare do that.
and you're getting defensive because
why? Because I keep telling you that I wouldn't make him do that, but you keep on saying that like, oh, I would make him do that. That's what I'm getting.
Okay, well,
I wouldn't make him do nothing.
The word here is make. Then would you have asked him to do it?
No, because I wouldn't even did it. Why the hell would I ask him to do it if I wouldn't do it? That's how I feel about the whole situation. Why would I ask you to do something that I wouldn't do? I'm a man, bro. Ain't nobody gonna make me do nothing, or nobody gonna ask me to do something I don't want to do. If you did it, you made a choice to do it. Anytime I ever got in trouble, I made the bad choice. I never blame nobody for choices I made, even if I was right or I was wrong. If I made the bad decision, I did it. That's all I was saying. I would never tell T.O. to do something that I wouldn't do.
Okay. So you do take on that sense of responsibility then.
Yeah.
Okay. Well then, that's a good thing. And if you're saying that you didn't tell him to do that, then that's fine. But I needed to understand it. Okay?
I understand.
Because if he's so close to you and he's so close to Kent, it didn't make sense to me that he would implicate you and drag you into this. I would think he would just fall on it. You know?
I understand that.
So,
I understand that, true enough. But
and I've already listened to the phone calls between you and him.
yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I already know what y'all are talking about. I've heard it.
Yeah.
Okay?
I just told him I love him.
Okay. Well, you've already talked with people about the gun. Okay? You have. Okay? You have talked with people about the gun. Okay? Don't look at me confused. You have. And you know you've had those conversations. But what I want to understand is why we would have to sit here and talk with you about this for so long and you just not say that you knew a gun was there, that it had been moved, you know. Like, I can see that the self-preservation is here for your children. You're scared. But I want to make sure that I'm getting all the information, okay? Because I want to figure out what happened, and smallest details can solve cases, and that's what we're trying to do,
I
okay?
understand that.
I'm just trying to figure out what happened. We've also been told
He said, she said.
that he said, she said, you know,
Yeah.
that he may have hurt himself. Is that any possibility that could have happened?
It could have been a possibility. I don't know. Not his family wise. We ain't ruling that now.
Had he expressed to you at all?
Yeah. Nah, but his wife gonna show the messages.
Hmm?
His wife showed us messages.
His wife showed y'all messages?
Yeah.
What did those show?
It's just telling her to answer the phone and all type of different weird shit.
Little details are important.
It's just like he was going through it. Like they were going through it. He wanted to be with her and shit like that.
Okay. And
she
was
went.
those messages, when were they from?
They from his wife got those.
Yeah, I'm saying, sorry, what time? Like date?
See the message she showed.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really look at all of them.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But she just showed her like the times of the message, and it was right before. A lot of them were before the incident.
Okay. But she would have those messages. She would have them.
those messages.
Okay. And that's
Like
helpful
mom,
too.
Like my
Okay.
mom said, she got out toxic back today, and we just wanted to figure out like, was it him putting the trigger on himself, or was somebody else putting the trigger on him?
Well, that's what we're trying to figure out is what happened.
Yeah.
Okay. Because, you know, you're saying you weren't outside. You're saying Tio wasn't outside. So my thing is then who could have?
Yeah.
You know.
I understand.
And the reason we hammer on the gun so much is just because it's part of the investigation.
I understand.
You know.
I just didn't want you to feel like I make somebody do something. Like I was saying, well, I can't make nobody do nothing. I can't make them do nothing.
Well, and you wouldn't lie to me either, right?
I ain't got no reason to lie to you. I wouldn't make nobody do nothing. I'm not that type of person. People know that. I'm not even like that. I'm not. I never.
Well, I'm not saying you bully him. Just he
Nah,
seems.
because I was just saying.
Tio
Like,
seems like a sweet kid. He seems
Yeah.
like he got picked
That's
on
why-
a
that's
lot,
why
and it seems like the people that are around him protect him.
yeah.
That's what I was trying to get at.
Like,
But the thing is everyone's wanting to protect him, but then in this situation, he doesn't seem to, I guess, reciprocate it if he's going to say that you were part of it.
I understand. I get what you're saying on,
Yeah.
on that standpoint. But like, I wouldn't just try to make him feel like, oh, bro, you got to go. You need to get the gun. Nah, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't force him to do something. I wouldn't force him to put himself in a situation that.
Be
I
honest
wouldn't
with
wanna
me.
be.
Did he talk with you about the gun that night?
He did. He only
Be
said.
honest.
He only said something to me later about the gun. He didn't never tell me, oh, bro, I wouldn't have hit the gun. He said he panicked.
Mm-hmm.
And he ain't never said, like, but I just wouldn't hit the gun, such and such.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's all he said was he panicked.
When you say later, is it while y'all are still on scene?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Can you walk us through that conversation?
I would tell.
Mm-hmm.
He was just like, after I had spoke with Sergeant Johnson or whatever, he was nervous about the whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
I think he talked to Sergeant Johnson that night too, also, like, told me stuff. He was like, bro, they ain't shit. He was like, what they say? Basically the same thing that she was go over there. I just told him what happened, where we was in the house, who was all at the house, and what we seen. I told him what I seen. I can't tell him what you seen because I'm not inside your body. But he was like, bro, I panicked. And I was like, what? You panicked what? He was like, bro, I got it then. I panicked. And I'm like, fuck, bro. Why you just didn't leave it? Me and my brother told him the same thing. Like, bro, if you seen it, you should have just fucking left it while I pick it up. He was like, bro, I panicked and I know them kids were up. And it was right downstairs. It's as it panicked. Fuck. I was just scared for him. I supposed to told you when you came. I was just like, damn. Because I was scared for him. Like, I'm like, bro, you shouldn't have moved it. Like, I know you didn't do it, but it's just, it don't make it look good. That's what I told him.
So how much time, I know you'd said when you were upstairs with your kids, you'd heard a gunshot shut off in the distance, or so you thought it was. How much time would you say had lapsed between that far off gunshot and the close up?
See, like I was telling Sergeant Johnson, it had been, an estimate of time where I gave him 15 to 20 minutes, my brother been gone.
Mm-hmm.
So in between that time, that's when I heard the first shot.
Mm-hmm.
And the second one came with the 2 minutes, 3 minute difference. You know what I'm saying? And it was closer.
Mm-hmm.
And so in between 2 to 3 minutes when I heard that.
So, but if he had been gone 15 to 20 minutes, you said, from when he said he was leaving, or he was coming back, I mean, we're talking 15 to 20 minutes he would have been outside by himself?
Yeah, I'm thinking like, because I didn't go, was he outside? You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying an estimate of time. I ain't saying that the exact time, but just an estimate from 15 to 20 minutes he was gone. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I ain't gonna say 15 to 20 minutes the exact time he was gone.
Right.
But an estimate of time, because I wasn't really looking at exactly what time he left.
Right.
And what time, I'm sorry. The second time I heard that second gunshot, from the time he left to I heard that second gunshot, I can't really say, okay,
But roughly 15 to 20 minutes.
That's what I was saying on the time frame to, like, this, how long I'm expecting him to be in wherever he said he was going at that standpoint. So, I don't know.
And I'm not trying to make your brother look bad by asking this. It's not what it's about. It's just getting to the, what exactly happened. Was he dealing dope? Could he have been meeting somebody to deal dope?
He could have been. My brother don't. Well, he ain't sold drugs in a while, but I know he do pills.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It could have been a standpoint he was going to get some pills from somebody.
Okay.
He would meet somebody to get some pills.
Mhm.
But you know what I'm saying? It could have been the case too. So
Okay.
I don't know if that actually what took place.
And we're just kind of exploring all options at
Yeah,
this point.
yeah, I understand. I know my brother do pills. I know that. You know what I'm saying?
Like what kind?
Percocet.
Okay.
But
Um,
that could have been a case of him going to meet somebody and some probably didn't turn out right or however the case may be.
Would you happen to know the passcode to his phone?
Sergeant Johnson asked me that. I
Yeah.
don't know that. I don't know the passcode to.
Because I was thinking, like, we want to be able to look at the phone and just see, who he was talking to, and then that would
I
give
don't
us
know
an
if
idea.
his wife
You
know
know,
the passcode to his phone.
we talked with her. I don't
She said
think
she don't know it.
Yeah.
I don't know if his son know, but I don't know if she talking to him. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know about that.
what was there like certain numbers that would have been significant to y'all's family, or would he have used like his birthday or
Kid's
That
birthday.
could have been. That could be a possibility. Like I know. He probably could have, a significant number to our family, like our sister's birthday. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it's probably
What's that?
That's 12/24/85.
Okay.
That's our sister's birthday. That could be a significant number to the family too, because I'm quite sure everybody uses it a lot.
Mhm.
But like for the passcode, I ain't never had his
Yeah.
passcode.
I just wanted to ask just in case, because
Yeah. Okay, I know he had asked me that night, and I was
Yeah.
telling him like I never knew his passcode to his phone.
it's one of those things. It's just
People change that often, passcode.
Oh yeah.
That's why I was saying his son probably kind of more familiar with it, but I don't know if she'll.
Because maybe his son used his phone
Yeah.
or things like that. Yeah.
In your apartment, are all the bedrooms upstairs?
Yes, ma'am.
How's the layout of that? Like from front to the back of the apartment?
Once you come up to the stairs, the first room to the left is my son Cameron.
Okay.
The room next to the bathroom that's sit to the right is my daughter Tiana. The room that's in the far back to the left is my room.
Okay. So are there windows
Yeah, my son have a window.
to the back of the apartment?
Yeah, to the back of the apartment.
So his room essentially is the one that has a window in the back.
Yeah, his room had a window in the back. My room is right next to his, but my window is more closer to the crimes with stuff happening.
Over the top of the back porch?
Yeah.
Okay.
And his room sit off,
Right. But it does border the back of the
you
apartment.
can see the back of the apartment.
And then your little girl's is really kind of up the front.
Yeah, she's the front of the apartment.
Alright. And then I know you mentioned something about somebody being upset about the job and the money from the job.
Yeah.
Who was that? I just
He was, cause we had one that did a job for the earlier day right off with Davis Road. And I'm talking about we picked up leads probably a half a football field of leads, probably about this high. And he went out and did the estimate on the job.
Kent did.
Yeah, Kent did.
Was it like
My brother
his
run a
business?
lawn service. My brother Hakeem. Hakeem run a lawn service. And sometimes he drives cement truck for Morgan too. So it'd be point in time like we'll go out and do jobs that when he's ain't available to do it, me and Ken will go out and do them.
Okay.
And so that day, me and Kent accepted to do a job.
Okay.
And we went out. Kent did the estimate of the job.
Okay.
And we went out and did the job. So at that point, we did the job or whatever. And the job took us quite a while. It was raining, muggy.
And Tio helped y'all.
Yeah.
So did y'all get paid that day?
Yeah, we got paid that day for it.
Alright, and does he get paid cash? How does that work?
The guy that was paying us, they usually pay cash. Some people pay cash, some people pay cash out. Or Venmo, stuff like that. But that particular day, we accepted cash out. And the cash out was sent.
Out?
Yeah, cash out.
Uh-huh.
And it was sent to Ken.
Okay,
And so, you know,
so his,
yeah.
do you know his Cash App name or whatever? Yeah, look at that. So those people, and that was off of Whit Davis.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know how much you got paid for the
We
job?
got paid $150. We got paid $150 that day.
And then you just split it?
Yeah, we split it up. Kent went to the store, got one out the front.
Off a Cash App card or something? So Gain Green 8. Okay. Alright, so then he goes to the store, can he just run that card and get,
Yeah, he can stick the card in the ATM.
okay.
Find the money out.
So how much did each of y'all get paid?
We got $50 a piece.
Okay.
We got 150, so we split it
Three ways. Okay.
But we didn't finish the job. Me and Tio went back and finished the job. Kent stayed at home. They were like the kids and he got the Boys and Girls Club. I watched them till you done. So me and Tio went back and completed the job. Like for like hauling the leaves off.
Right.
We bagged all of them up. Me and Tio and friend of ours, Greg, helped us haul the leaves out with his truck because we didn't actually have a truck to do it. So we just let us use the truck to haul the leaves out. So
When did y'all do that?
when we had took Kent back, when we dropped Kent out of the house, that when Greg came with the truck.
Oh.
Yeah, so Ben came to the job site to remove the lead, but he said he had something to do. So he came by my house and me and Tio went back with him.
Okay. Alright, so then what time would you say y'all got back and talked about the job and him?
Me and Kent talked about that after I had took Tio, you know, I was explaining Tio went and took a shower and all that. It's probably after that.
Yeah.
We talked about the job.
Okay. So Tio had gone to get showered up or whatever.
Yeah.
And then y'all discussed it.
Yeah.
And just kind of walk me through how that conversation happened.
It was just, you know, like I said, my brother had a few habits or whatever. And, you know, I think as he probably took his money and bought pills, you know, I ain't gonna sit here and say he didn't, you know, but at that point in time. And so he was just thinking about it because he had told T.O. about giving him $5 or $10 or something. And T.O. was just like, I gave you $20 before that. You know, just like, you know, how we talk, this is how we talk. You know, but anyway.
That was earlier in that
Yeah, he had gave him like that boy $20. He like, you ain't gave him $20 back, just joking with him, you know. It wasn't a big deal and like that. So then he was telling me like, I really felt like I should have got more. You know, and he was asking me was I certified or what I got. I was like, whatever, you know. And he was like, I know when y'all went back, I know the dude paid y'all a little bit more for coming to remove the bag. I was like, yeah, he gave us some more money. Like, damn, I should have went back with you. Like, I knew the kid was coming, so that's why I didn't go back.
Okay, so he just kind of stayed back to stay with your kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then he was just telling me how he, like, damn, I know we could have got such and such amount for doing that job. And I was like, yeah, we probably could. I was like King was telling me, the job really would work more than that. He was like, the job worked more than y'all getting paid. The actual price was $300 with moving all the leaves, moving everything. But since we didn't remove it, paid half of it. You know, the kid like, shit, I'm just gonna stay at the house. I'm off and bring the kid. And the Boys and Girls Club had that out. You know, they go to some kind of the Boys and Girls Club. But can't stay back, me and Tio. And the guy Greg came with the truck. And we pulled up and moved all the leaves.
And did him and Tio talk about the job, payment, all that? And he'd
Yeah,
ask
he just
Tio.
talked about like, he didn't really say nothing specific to T.O. about, oh, did we get chopped out about the job? He didn't say that to T.O. He just came to me and said, that okay, you like that, I feel like we sort of made more. Now, like, shit, we probably could have, because King said we could have made a lot more than moving out them leaves that we were moving,
Right.
And scooped up and stuff. And he just kind of felt bad about doing that job. Like, for that amount of money. I'm like, well, ain't no pressure, we done did it. No, you know, like, it's all right. And, you know, he work at the hospital. My brother work at the hospital also, so he was like, shit, I ain't worried. I get paid tomorrow. He was like, shit, if you don't have no money, you know, I give you money, stuff like that. But it went. I ain't never see no attention with like him and T.O. or no situation. T.O. came to him and was like, bro, do you feel like we got paid enough? He ain't never showed me
Okay.
that side of T.O. So we talked to him about the job. We all had, that's what we do. Like, my brother runs the line service, so we do a lot of,
You know, help them kind of work for him if you can.
yeah. We do a lot of little job with him. Just try to keep his on the floor. We do a lot of small job for him.
What were you wearing that night?
I had Adidas pants on. Black Adidas pants.
Black Adidas.
They all black and white stripe, I think.
Okay. Well, that's better.
Classic.
Like Adidas pants. I forgot exactly straight. I want to say either a black or it was a dark color shirt. No,
Okay. That just help me match things up. Because basically what we're doing is like we're trying to figure out who everyone was too on video. So we've got a lot of video out there. So by figuring out who's who, then we can be like, okay, they went here, here, and here, and you know, then we can check people off and figure out who else we need to look at.
Yeah. I know when they came in my house, when I looked on the warrant, it said somebody proposed a red jacket. But this the jacket he worked in. This the jacket who wouldn't did the job and it was soaking wet.
Okay.
The red jacket that had the mud on the sleeve and stuff. This the job. We wouldn't did the job. That jacket. That's why I was soaking wet and hanging on the door.
Inside or outside?
Inside my apartment, when I look back at the warrant, when I went back to my home, it's saying that they removed the red jacket out the door, closet downstairs. That's the jacket they can't want to work in.
Gotcha.
Okay. Then you're saying that there was mud on the sleeve?
Yeah, mud on the sleeve and soaking wet. The jacket was hanging there in the closet.
Okay. So that may have been why they took it, because it was soaking wet and it had been raining and he was out there. So, is there anything you can think of that you've heard, seen, witnessed that we haven't asked about that would be helpful for us figuring out what happened?
It's just, as you say, y'all review the surveillance camera. I've been
plenty
trying,
of cameras.
Yeah, I've been trying to figure one out about a black vehicle. It's that, you know, like, because that's all I've been hearing. I heard somebody saying they seen a black vehicle shoot past down Netherby Avenue toward Vine. And I heard someone saying there was a black vehicle constantly the circle there.
So one of them might be related, one may not.
Yeah.
So, like, we had other things going on in the county at the same time.
Yeah.
So that may have been unrelated, that may have been related.
Yeah.
Black vehicle, we've been following up on that and basically just trying to figure out, you know, who is driving it and things like that. Because we do have that on video.
Yeah.
The thing that we're trying to figure out is who could have done this.
Yeah.
You know,
That's why I said,
who would have had the ability, the opportunity, and, you know,
that's
the
why I was
time
trying
to
to
do
say,
something like this.
that's why I was speaking of the person who I had an idea about what people were saying about the incident that happened in Hallmark, and that his wife could have the possibility of knowing the person that they saying he had an altercation with because of what we hearing, but I couldn't see it and say, is it true? Because of other people saying it.
Yeah.
Basically, I don't go off of what somebody telling me because people can always mislead you in the wrong direction.
Well, and it's a lot of times people want to interject themselves into investigations like this when they have no reason to be part of it.
Yeah.
And then when they do that, they just muddy the waters of who's heard what, who's seen what, you know, things like that. I'm not sure why people want to do that, but people do. Do you know the name of the new boyfriend to Stephanie?
I don't actually know the younger kid, but
Mhm.
I know his name is coming to start with a D. Dietrich.
Diedrich?
Yeah, kid, young kid. Probably I give him around 17 to 19. The young kid, very familiar with the Triangle Plaza. He be on the Triangle Plaza daily. He's a kind of tall kid, afro, big old size head on,
Light skin, dark
a
skin.
lot of brown skin complexion.
Okay.
He been the young kid that
When you say young, how old are you?
I'm 32.
So what when you say young, what is that? Like range?
From 17 to 20. That's what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Cause a lot of the young kids that hang on the Triangle Plaza are very young.
It's usually a bunch. I call them kids.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
teenagers.
Yeah,
They're younger
teenagers.
teenagers.
Yeah, they're teenagers. And I
But
know,
she's supposed to be.
yeah, and I know a lot of them kids. I have seen them out there with handguns and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of them kids that do be out in front of that store. Even when we walk into the store, you can see clips of this long hanging out of guns.
Yeah.
I would be telling like, bro, they're not cool.
And it's pretty common out there, and that's the thing. That's why, like, she had mentioned earlier that we're trying to look at every avenue.
Yeah.
Talking about what if someone robbed him? What if someone, came over there to try and settle a debt? What if someone was arguing with him? What if they had beef? What if it was stranger on stranger? I mean, like anything.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to figure
That's
out.
the only altercation that, like, we mainly been hearing is the altercation that occurred back in Hallmark. That's the only thing I really.
That you heard of?
Yeah, like, that's the only thing.
When did that supposedly occur?
I don't have the exact date on it.
That's a
Like, I don't know I know the mom went home. I know y'all probably got a call out there about stabbing or some incident back at the mom resident. That was that day.
The kid came over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was that day. Yeah,
Two kids stabbed each other.
Yeah.
One stabbed one.
Yeah. Because somebody ran into some houses and adults was recording a child or something.
There's something like that.
Yeah.
But,
See, I don't know.
But I'm saying, did that involve Kent or
See,
Stephanie?
that was his kids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was his kids.
So was it Kent's kid,
Yeah.
daughter that got stabbed?
Yeah, it's just like his daughter. He raised them. Like,
Okay.
He been with Stephanie 13 years.
But Stephanie's kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it was Stephanie's daughter that got
his
stabbed.
son was there, and they were kind of scared him.
Yeah.
Cause I went at home that night. I was out working, and he called me like, I gotta get to my son. Somebody just ran in the fat house. And I'm like, oh man, don't get in no trouble. That's all I would think.
Yeah.
You don't get yourself in no trouble.
In fact, nickname for Stephanie?
Yeah, Stephanie. Yeah. And he said because she went at home or something. Cause I know, like when I went to the bathroom, I see he had called me at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I, wanted to call him back though. He was telling me that, but I don't know the exact person who he had an altercation with. Like I just know people like he got into a altercation with somebody with dreads or something, but I don't know the person's name. They said it's an idea that Stephanie will in fact know the person who he had a confrontation with.
Okay.
I don't know. That's how people say. She never gave us a name. Well, not me anyway. She ain't spoke to me about it. She never said that. But she ain't really kind of she been around the family.
Yeah.
But she ain't been around it as much. She been on the Triangle Plaza. So.
Okay. When I meant to ask, so what we've been doing, we talked with T.O., we talked with, other people.
Yeah.
And we've been getting downloads of phones. And basically it's just, we want to look at like a week time frame, just be able to say, this person talked to this person, there wasn't anything that was there. Would you be willing to do a quick download of your phone? It's up to you. Basically what we do is, I think we have a form.
Now too, though?
So what I'm looking for is if there are photographs from that night, and then if there are text messages, location data, phone calls, those kinds of things. That's what I'm looking for because I want to see the communications and then I want to see basically location and stuff like that. But I like to go from like today until like a week before the incident. So then basically, and what they do is they narrow it down with a time frame. So then we're not just taking all of your data.
Okay.
And we don't delete anything or anything like that. It makes a copy of it and then we give it back.
How long does it take?
Sometimes it takes a couple hours. It just depends on if they have anything hooked up. But I don't think they have anything hooked up right now. And I can talk with our Cellbrite guy. And
You can go do what you need to do, and you don't have to wait here.
yeah,
Oh,
and we can bring it back to
Yeah.
you. You can come by later today and pick it up. It doesn't have to, we can
Okay.
contact your mom, get a hold of her, let her know when it's ready. It's not going to be one of those things where we take your phone or keep it from you,
Okay.
because we'd like to be able to get it, get the information, look through it, and we'll already have the phone back to you before we're even looking through it.
Okay.
So let me get a form real quick, because we put everything on paper just so
Yeah,
that
same as.
so then we can leave you with copies of it too.
I got you.
Yeah.
Well, like, for like the autopsy coming back, have y'all reviewed the autopsy yet?
So we had somebody go. I mean, we have somebody go there for the autopsy, but it doesn't mean that we necessarily get all the information that comes out in the report.
Yeah.
And all of that report usually takes several months, unfortunately, to come back once they do it and have somebody review it and all that. So to answer your question, we don't have any information that just says yay or nay. It doesn't,
Yeah.
We don't have that information yet.
Yeah.
So we're there so that the medical examiner can ask us questions about what we know.
Yeah.
And it's basically like talking to everybody, this is what we know so far, that kind of stuff.
See, because when I was talking, I forgot that the actual officer name, but my oldest brother asked him, like, did y'all recover any shell cases? He was like, we recovered a few shell cases. And that's where we was stuck on, like.
I didn't do the forensics, so we'll have to check with Detective Lister about it, because I wasn't a part of the forensics.
Yeah.
So I don't have the answers to that. But
Yeah, 'cause, like, this what. I don't know if he was just saying, like, oh, we found a few throughout the neighborhood, or did we find a few through the crime scene, or how far did the crime scene go? Like, how far
right.
distant?
I think were you out there when they had it taped up?
Yeah. See,
So
that's
that's
the farthest it went to. It came from like the side of my building.
they just tape off an area.
Okay, so that was just the crime scene,
Yeah.
from that tree, the bottom of that tree, to out my back door or
Yeah.
Gloria door. And so, yes, that's what I was saying, because, we don't got information of saying that he was seen walking on the camera, or,
Well, now in terms of other evidence collected, when you say crime scene, I think like just the area where your brother was, and that area that gets searched, and then your apartment,
yeah.
and then any other evidence that's recovered, maybe it may be a secondary location, but it's not going to be in the yellow tape.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah,
They can collect evidence in other spots and not yet tape it off.
yeah.
They just tape it initially so that nobody can go in there. That way we have time to look through everything, process everything,
Yes,
walk
yeah.
through it.
Like, I was trying to figure out, like, why my house had to be served with a search warrant.
Well, because that's where the incident essentially occurred. That's the last place Kent was. If we didn't search that, just for instance, let's say that, because we didn't get to talk to everybody that night,
Yeah.
just say that, and there's blood in the house, but he was outside, we would know the shooting occurred in the house.
Oh, okay.
So they just walk through it to do a cursory look.
Yeah, because when I was out there, I was talking. I can't remember the exact house name, but I know he was a dark skinned guy. He had on a bald cap, and we was talking. He didn't never say that if they need to go, because I was willing to let them go.
So the reason that they don't just say sometimes they can say, will you let us go in?
Yeah.
But if you gotta take stuff out of there, potentially,
They come with a warrant.
yeah, you have to do a warrant to basically take it out of it, all the stuff out of there. So it's just, legally, it's just the best way to do it. They just get a search warrant, say, hey, this crime occurred in or around this building. We need to search this apartment. And that way we have a legal standing to be there. And that way if they go in there and find a casing in the house, we can take it out of there
Oh,
without that being your property. Because it is your property. Everything in there is your property. So we're not gonna remove some of your belongings without legal ability to do that.
What type of phone is it?
It's an iPhone 11.
iPhone 11?
It's,
And what color is it?
it's black.
Black?
Yeah.
Okay, black, and it's got like a red and black case?
Black case.
How much data do you have on it? Do you know?
I don't know.
Open up the settings.
That'll give us an idea of how long it'll take.
Yeah.
I did.
Go to general. Go to iPhone storage. Alright, so it's got 31 gigs of 64. So your phone can hold 64 gigs, and you've used basically almost half of
I
that.
don't know half of that.
And it's broken down into, like, is there popped up? So it can it tells you what all is using your data right there.
Oh, okay.
So, like, so a megabyte's like pretty small, that MB, but like something that says it's a gig or more is gonna be a lot.
Yeah, I seen
Pictures
that.
usually will have a lot.
I don't really take pictures, so
Oh, okay, well then,
And that works.
it will be like Facebook or
yeah.
I would say it shouldn't take too long if there aren't a whole bunch of photos or anything on it. So this is the form here. You can read through it. Basically, all it is a consent form. It's a consent that we're going to download it, that you're giving consent that we're going to do that. And then basically while we're downloading it, technically, like we're holding on to it right then, but we're giving it back to you right when it's done.
Okay.
I'll contact your mom, let her know.
Okay.
And what I can do is I can take this directly over to forensics. We've got a signature line right here. And then also, is there a passcode for it?
yeah.
If you wouldn't mind writing that down on there, because
Where
I'll.
we put it at?
So there,
right here.
yeah, right here. Because what I'll do is give this a copy of this form over to forensics, and then they'll hang on to it. They'll do everything. Is there an Apple ID password? Because sometimes with the iPhones, it requests that on the machine.
It's 13. It's a 3.
Okay, a 3 at the end. Okay, I don't know if it's 6, 26, 23. So let me get this over to them real quick. And then I'll be right back, okay? Do you have any questions for me? Okay. Let me get this over to forensics.
Are you wanting to come back talk to him or?
I think I'm done. I spoke with Black and I haven't. Oh wait, there was something else that I wanted to ask.
I'll just wait.
Okay.
So you work somewhere else every day, or what do you do?
I was working at a place called Kendall Industrial, but it shut down.
Oh,
So I had an interview Thursday at McLean. I started on July the 3rd.
oh, that's good.
Yeah, operating for it.
Oh, so will they give you a certification, or you got that?
I was already certified for forklifting.
Uh-huh.
I got certified through Goodwill.
Oh, that's good.
So I had put in my resume and stuff, and they gave me a call.
That's good.
Actually, they gave me a call Wednesday. I had an interview set for Thursday. I went to the interview, got the job.
That's good.
Started on July the 3rd.
So did they bring your brother back yet?
Yeah,
Good.
they picked him up last night.
Okay. When do y'all are y'all gonna do a thing for him?
Yeah, we having a funeral. Garden View picked the body up. So we gotta go out. I gotta take my mom out to the Garden View funeral. About that time.
So it's 1 o'clock.
Oh yeah, we gotta be there too. Set arrangement.
So you want us to call her, or are you gonna just go over there?
I'm just going straight
Okay.
to. Cause she gotta go get the Garden View and set up the funeral arrangement and
Yeah.
sign papers and stuff. Call her and get one. She would tell me before I go.
So, and I know we've already talked about it, the gun and everything like that. So I just wanted to ask about basically why would T.O. say what he says? You know, it's more of me just wanting to understand it.
I can't even really give explanation.
Because it's just hard for me to believe that T.O. would want to implicate you, you know, for no reason. That's what I'm just trying to understand.
I don't know why. I can't say what he was thinking at one time. I don't know why he would say that.
Okay. And you never saw him with a gun, never saw him walk away with it. You did say, though, he walked around.
Yeah, he just went around the side of the building.
Okay. And you would walk towards.
I was going through the back.
Yeah.
Gloria was already coming out.
Okay. So him and Gloria were already, so you would come out, you're the first one out there.
He on my trail.
He's right behind you.
Yeah.
And then Gloria comes out as you're coming back in.
She was coming through the front.
Yeah.
How
much time had passed?
It wasn't about
between
you two. I can't even say how long it was. Gloria came right. She was coming because I was telling her to call the police and we hung up. Yeah. I was still out there when I was calling her.
Okay. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the video back. Like after we talk, I'll run the video back and I want to be able to say, because I remember seeing him walk around on video.
Yeah.
I want to be able to say when he walks around and things like that. Because the video itself, what you've told me in the video itself will help me be able to figure out what happened. Okay. Like who moved the gun, things like that. But also the timing of it.
Yeah.
How much time did someone have to pick the gun up, and walk away with it? Things like that.
Okay.
I know you said you didn't make anyone do anything. You didn't force anyone to do anything. I believe that. My thing is he panicked and grabbed it. That's what you're saying. He told you, right?
Yeah.
And we already talked about that conversation you had with him.
Yeah.
When was that? That conversation you had with him about it?
It was probably after Sergeant Johnson left.
After Sergeant Johnson left?
That's when he really panicked. And all of us out on the carport. Me and my brothers and everybody. They don't know we were talking. You shouldn't have just touched them.
Yeah. So T.O. had talked about it then?
Yeah.
Okay. Why didn't he explain it to y'all or explain it to Johnson right then?
I had no idea. I can't even tell you why. I told Johnson that he was there.
You told Johnson that T.O. was there.
I told him that he was there. But I don't know why he didn't tell him that at that point in time.
Is there a reason you didn't come forward and tell us that he had moved the gun?
He haven't told me that he had removed the gun before I talked to Johnson.
Yeah. What I'm saying is there a reason? Because we had multiple opportunities.
Yeah, you had an opportunity.
You could have told me. You could have told me the day that I walked him out.
Yeah.
So why didn't you tell me then? Because I asked specifically.
You asked me, did I see one?
Standing next to your mom, I said, "Did you see a gun?"
Yeah, you asked me,
or know anything about a gun?
No, you said, "Did I see one?" That's what you asked me. Did I see?
I'll run the tape back and I'll double check.
You asked me, "Did I see one?" And I was like, "I never seen a gun."
Okay.
That's what you asked me. I don't forget. And you were telling me why you placed him under arrest. And you explained to me that.
I explained to you that he wasn't being charged with a homicide.
Yeah.
But why not say anything right then?
Yeah, I'm still.
Because that's pertinent, right?
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah, that's important. Very important.
Okay.
I was still going through it. I wasn't really thinking. And I take the blame to not acknowledge you at that point in time.
Well, in the DNA itself, you said Sunday or Monday,
Yeah.
there was, Kent had a gun.
Yeah.
And he had left it on the couch?
Yeah.
Okay. How did you grab it or how did you touch it?
I don't remember exactly how I grabbed it. I know I just picked it up and gave it to him. I can't remember exactly.
Picked it up and gave it to him?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I brought the fuck.
Yeah.
And he was like, "What up, man? My bad."
How did you describe it again?
It was like a chrome type.
Chrome?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
And I have to ask this, and I know it's a tough question. Did you shoot your brother?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Did T.O. shoot your brother?
No, sir.
Okay. Anyone that you know shot your brother?
No, sir.
Okay. Because our thing is what I'm looking at for the case and everything, a lot of things just aren't adding up in certain ways, but some things are adding up, okay? Yes, we can see Tio on video move the gun, okay? And he's clearly talked with you about it. He's talked with us about it. Our biggest thing was trying to figure out the actual position of the gun when everyone was out there.
Mm.
And we can't know the exact position of the gun now because it was moved.
Yes,
And that would have been a huge thing for us to figure out how it happened,
yes,
Because if someone had the information to know, where it was sitting or, where it was found or anything like that, that would have been able to help a huge percentage of the investigation itself. Because when we investigate different things like suicide, for example, there are certain ways that someone may hold a gun or things like that when a suicide happens versus when someone actually shoots them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those specific facts and those little details, that's what I was trying to ask about.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's what I was trying to get at today. So if you don't know where the gun was positioned or how it looked or anything like that, that's fine, but it definitely would have been able to help us a
I
whole
wish
lot
I could
more.
help you with it. I really wish I could.
Is there anything you can think of?
Do you know if your brother was right or left-handed?
I can't. I don't even know if you're right or left. I can't explain.
Do you have anybody in your whole family that's left-handed?
I'm left.
You are?
Well, I'm both handed.
Okay.
Ambidextrous?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me see if there's anything else, just specific. I'll stop bothering you, so I'm not gonna ask you a lot of questions today.
I'm both handed though. I'm right with my left. I do everything.
You might be, so I have a dominant eye, but I'm right-handed, but I'm a left eye dominant.
Yeah.
So you may be like that.
Yeah.
And so I do some things left-handed because it's my dominant eye, but I right-handed.
No, yeah. See, I write left-handed, but I do everything else with my right. Like
Probably.
shoot basketball. I
Probably.
made it.
Dominant
Like when I hold my kids, I hold them in my left arm.
Yeah.
But everything else I do like with my right.
Yeah. And usually, do you and Kent don't have the same dad?
No.
Okay.
Ken and Ken had the same dad.
Okay. Because that might matter, but usually if everybody in the whole family's right-handed, you're not gonna just have a random.
Yeah. Yeah.
left.
See, I got out of my 5 kids, I have 2 that's showing me. Well, my youngest son, he's showing me that he's gonna be a lefty.
Yeah.
And my next, my third child, he is a left-handed.
Mhm.
So his mom used to, always had to call me when it's time for him to do, like when he was young, when it was time for him to do homework, because she was like, I can't write with my left. And I used to always have to go over there and do it to help her write with his left, because she like, it's flicked, his left hand flicked it.
If Kent ever did you ever see him I'm holding this gun or showing it to you, like if you think back about that, was he holding it right-handed or left-handed?
When I gave it to me, he picked it with it right.
He picked it up with his right. Did he wear it on one side? Like, did he put it in his pants on one side or the other?
Yeah.
On the right side? Okay. He's probably right-handed then. Do you know if he has said to his family about any of your other family members about, not wanting to be alive or committing suicide or anything like that? Has that come out in any of your family, since y'all all been together?
See, we've been together, like, there's been a story. I ain't gonna sit and say it had been a story.
Mhm.
It had been a story. But like every time they get to talking like that, I just like, it's real.
I'm just trying to figure out that he would have actually talked to about it, not like because they heard it, but like, was there somebody that he confided in or talked to about it?
That's why I said wife.
His wife?
It's the person I said that have more information
Mm-hmm.
of a suicidal than the family would actually have.
Yeah.
Because she was sitting there saying that he called her numbers of time before it happened. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, she didn't answer or respond to his messages. So this, therefore, that's what I know.
Right. How long have they been split?
I would say he probably left. He probably been gone from her within about a month and a half.
Okay.
You know, he been at my mom's house. He'd come over to my house, watch the kids.
Was he staying with Stephanie?
They was together.
Okay.
You know, they've been together 13 years, so they have been staying with each other.
Okay.
And, you know, they decided to go one way. One way. And he was with my mom. I'm sorry for that. But he was with my mom, and like the job I was working, he used to watch the kids for me because he used to go to work when I get off work. He'd usually be there, you know what I'm saying, like just watch them, or any kid might come over, you know, stuff like that. And play with my kids, but him and Stephanie probably been out of the same house for probably at least about a month and a half. So, but I know they kind of talk frequently, or they talk a lot, you know, so.
So when you ran out there, did you see his cell phone out there?
I think his cell phone was right up his side. I can't remember.
Do you remember?
It was in his hand or something. I can't actually remember.
His cell phone, you think, was in his hand?
Yeah, I think it was. I can't remember was it in his hand.
Well, you said that he was reaching, showing you something, showing you?
Yeah, he had, his right arm right here.
Okay.
Like going, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
So where do you remember seeing the cell phone?
I don't know if it was right, like by his pocket, but I know when I got right over beside him, I don't know if it was right by his pocket or not.
Okay. Do you know if it was, could you tell if it was on, like the backlight was on?
No, I can't tell.
Or it was like open, like he had sent a text or anything like that?
I don't think it was.
Okay.
So,
How, did he have a car at your house?
no, yeah.
So if he were to leave, like when he said,
My mom used to pick him up, or he had friends that might pick him up. So, I mean,
so when he said he was leaving that night,
I'm thinking that he gone.
like he said,
He said, bro, I'm gone. I'll be back.
okay.
You know, that don't mean he come back tonight or tomorrow.
Okay.
No, be like, bye. We always say see you later. Even if we don't come back, we don't never say bye. Man, I wish he come on bad. Bad.
Let me see.
Shit.
Okay.
You gotta go, right? Okay. I'm just gonna ask a couple quick things. The forensic interview. Can she bring them by tomorrow?
Yeah, I call him.
Okay. I believe 1 o'clock was what
1 o'clock tomorrow.
was what would have been best. Because so we have forensic interviewers, and when they have it scheduled, they have time slots when they're available.
So
because
when
they're
it's
not.
available?
I believe so. So.
Or should I call you back to make sure?
What I would say is bring them over tomorrow,
To this
and
building right here?
not to this one.
No,
here,
the one that you said.
one at the
is
top.
that
Yeah.
like a house?
Yep, that one. And let me ask. I'll ask the officer.
So 1 o'clock at that time.
And then I'm just gonna be upfront with you about everything, okay? I believe most of your story, some of it I don't. And that's just because of the way that it lines up, okay? Tio saying that, you know, you told him to move the gun and then, you know, you saying, I didn't tell him to do that. And then Tio, you know, just on his own taking the gun out of there. It's hard for me to believe that that's actually what happened. It's hard for me to believe that when you stepped out of that door and saw your brother, that you didn't see a gun there. You didn't see something there. You know that he owns a gun. You know all of those things. Okay? Because you told me, you know that he owned the gun.
But I wasn't looking for it. I ain't gonna lie to you. At that point in time, I ain't gonna
But you heard a gunshot, right?
Yeah, but I wasn't going out there to look for no gun. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you're looking for him.
Yeah, because he called my name.
Yeah.
So I wasn't looking for the gun.
But I would think that stepping out there and seeing him, you might have seen something else. You know, I know people can get tunnel vision in stressful situations. I know that because I've experienced it. But it's just hard for me to believe that Tio just came out there behind you and randomly saw a gun and walked away with it. I believe that you and Tio tampered with it, which is now basically going to keep us from probably being able to solve it. Because the thing is if it had been left where it was, we wouldn't have any questions, you know? We wouldn't have been asking any of these questions. I wouldn't be in here bothering you. I wouldn't have taken him to jail, and I'd probably have a better understanding of what actually happened to your brother.
I understand.
But because, this is my perspective,
yeah, I understand what
you're saying.
Y'all
moved
man,
it.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, because of that, I'm now having a very difficult job placed in front of me, okay? And I'll do everything I can to solve it,
I know you will.
okay? Because it's your brother.
Yeah.
But what I need is just the most from you and Tio, because you two are the only ones there, you know, when it happened. So you two are the only ones that can provide information that's beneficial and helpful to the case. And that's why we've been asking y'all so many questions and going over things so many times, because we want to make sure that we have the right information. So is there any information that you've left out, skipped out on, maybe you didn't explain enough?
I ain't got no more information.
Okay, nothing else. Okay. And then what was it? Well, I think that's it. But I'll reach out to your mom. I'll get your phone back to you. I don't want to keep it. Like I really don't want to hang on to it.
So you said 1 o'clock tomorrow?
1 o'clock tomorrow, yes, at the FPC. Take them up there, and you'll need to be there to sign consent. Okay. Someone will, you know, like.
I'll be there.
Okay.
I don't know what that right.
Yes. Okay. So you have custody?